All right,
That's what
we
it's
live.
about.
Peace,
Peace to
family.
the
Peace
fam.
to you, yours. Go to Ledge TV. We are here. We are in the building. All right. Welcome back. We had to gas up the Nebuchadnezzar. You know what I'm saying? It's our first broadcast for the new calendar,
New fiscal year.
new fiscal year. Somebody just told me the Gregorian calendar.
It's the Gregorian calendar.
Gregorian calendar.
The Gregorian
Okay,
calendar.
so that's what it is. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna let the people filter in. Uh,
Yeah, I'm streaming live on my Instagram. Shout out to all of the Instagram family coming true. We're broadcasting on Facebook right now, me and Blue Pill, our KTL weekly show. This is our first one for the new fiscal year. The title of this is Welcome to the Matrix. All right.
welcome to
So
the Matrix.
welcome to the
All right.
Matrix. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Thank y'all for coming through. We're gonna have fun tonight. All right. So we just letting the Facebook fill in. If any of y'all are on Facebook, do me a favor and share that link. All right, it's right there on Know the Ledge TV.
Yeah.
That's the name of the page.
And
Go
we
ahead and
drop practically like bird shit. So I gotta do some advertising and let these
okay.
people know. You know what I'm
All right.
saying? You know what I'm saying? We in the building.
What up, Copper Child Mike?
Oh my God, that's my guy Copper Child.
Yeah.
All right. Shy Crypto, what it do? My guy.
Crypto, what's
Yeah.
happening, bro?
Copper Child, I seen that crown that you made for Crypto Pup. The
Yeah.
Crypto King, man. You know what I'm saying? That joint is wavy.
Yeah, that is wavy. Shout out to my boy Copper Mike. Keep doing you, bro. Keep
Yes,
doing the work,
indeed. Thank you for your work, as the brother would say himself. Thank you for the work that you're doing, Copper Child Mike. You know what I'm saying? The only thing missing is the copper crowns. You know? We got you looking BIG in that video.
bro. Oh yeah. Looking real good up in that video. Shout out to everybody that sent love on that clip that we put up for Orthodoxy for the new project that Blue Pill is finishing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's gonna be
So, yeah,
major.
there was a lot of love on that. Peace to everybody in the chat room on Instagram. Love and light to y'all. How y'all doing? But yeah, there was a lot of love on that. The people were definitely ready to hear some new music. They was
Yeah.
that that was a
It's a
pleasant
lot of
surprise.
there's a lot of feedback on that. And we do want to remind the family that that was just a minute out of a video. Like it's an entire video. That was just a minute clip. So it's a lot of heat, remaining by way of that video. And that song is just one slug in the clip. You feel me? It's a full clip coming. So I trust and tell you that you know what I'm saying, we got some audio smack coming.
Indeed, indeed.
Talk.
No doubt.
All right.
Yeah, anybody that's talking about getting us into any city, especially for 2018, all you got to do is just inbox us. You know what I mean? We're going to make this real easy for y'all. Just DM us, hit us on the inbox. If it's not us, somebody, one of the interns, somebody that's working with us will definitely get back to you. And, we can make whatever you need to happen. It's cold in New York City right now,
Brick.
about 10 degrees. I found myself the other day getting totally disrespected by the cold weather, smacked in all kind of ways. You know what I mean? Done dirty. I'm like, We can't. I'm not. Yeah, the Iceman inheritance. I'm not ready to inherit this Iceman shit. So if y'all
Yeah.
out, the family in Florida, Texas, you know,
And I was just I
help.
was just speaking about Wim Hof and the Iceman, the breathing technique, the dude known as the Iceman, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let
Mm-hmm.
me get I'm on IG at the same time. I'm launching my connection,
Yeah,
you know.
you show the family. If y'all could, this is the Facebook page. We're gonna
Yeah.
share this video, and we're gonna let the family know. Shout out to South Carolina. We were supposed to be in North Carolina this weekend. Shout out to my bro Sharif, the singer. He's doing his album release. We were going to be special guests, but the
Peace,
snowstorm
home.
came on Thursday, and that stopped everything. The whole city shut down. The airport, the China bus, uh,
Business.
Amtrak. Yeah, it wasn't no movements. So we wasn't even able to hit Charlotte up. But we will be in Charlotte before the year is out. Salute to all of the Carolinas. You dig?
Yeah, shout out to the Charlotte family. Shout out to the NC family. Shout out to the Atlanta family. I'm gonna be in Georgia very soon. All right, I'm gonna be in that area. Um, you know, shout out to the Shot Town. Like, is this what Shot Town feels like? Shot Town, talk to me.
Yeah,
Cause I be
talk to
seeing, I
me,
be
Town.
having frozen lakes and shit like that and frozen rivers. Like, is this what winter in the Shy feel like? Cause y'all don't have to pay us double to come to Shot Town if this is what the shit always feels like in Shot Town. Huh?
Word is born.
Fly crypto hustler, talk to me, man.
Yeah, talk to me.
Is this what Chicago feel like year round? Is this shit cold like this? Is y'all be having the motherfucking what's it called? The bomb cyclone? That's what it's
They said the bomb cyclone. Yeah,
nah,
I
that's what the name for it is. They got a name for this shit. What is it called?
the
Is
bomb
it called
cyclone.
cyclone?
Nor'easter. It's a
No.
nor'easter.
The condition of it is called a nor'easter, but there's an actual name. They're calling it the bomb cyclone.
Yeah.
And when you look at the map, it's like a hurricane. This shit is touching the entire East Coast. It's going all the way down to Florida. They saying that they feeling it in the Caribbean. It's cold
Oh,
as fuck. Look, it was colder in Texas, I think they said, than it was in Alaska.
no, Chicago.
Bruh, it was 44 degrees in Alaska, which is unhumane for them in terms of warmth. And the shit was like 12 degrees in some place that it wasn't supposed to be 12 degrees in.
Damn,
So
I didn't know that.
I have this theory that I like to speak on, and I've spoken on it several times, and I'm willing to weigh it, you know, because the indigenous people always said that when the Europeans first arrived here, they said that that's when they brought winter with them. They said that they weren't used to, extreme weather like that. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't witnessing extreme weather like that before the Europeans showed up. So I have a tendency to say that whoever sits in 1600 Pennsylvania, because of the way that the Oval Office, the way that the White House is set up strategically on that grid, it's a 10 square mile grid. And whoever sits in that seat, they amplify the way that if you look at an aerial view of the grid of DC, the way that the White House is set up, and the way that the seat is set up, and the way that it's aligned with the Washington Monument, that obelisk, which we know is an antenna, and the way that the grids of that street is set up, whoever sits in that seat, they permeate the power, right, like an energy grid throughout the rest of the district. And the district is what's connected, right, through federal jurisdictions through the rest of this fictional content, the continental United States or the US dot A dot and all that bullshit. So,
Yeah,
you know,
geoman.
yeah, the geomancy of how architecture is played out, the real secret design, the Masonic design in this country, it really is tied into who sits in that seat. And whoever sits in that seat controls the temperament of the country. You feel me?
Yeah,
That I've said it on numerous occasions. It's like, look, if you have an asshole president, then you're gonna have asshole people. It's gonna flourish. The energy is gonna permeate throughout the rest of the country by way of the positioning of that seat. So because this dude is so ice cold with his demonstrations, because of that tax cut, because of all these other things, like they really don't give two shits about that. Because of Puerto Rico, because of all of these things, like people are ice cold. You feel me? They ice cold. They don't have no warmth whatsoever in them. So when I see this extreme weather condition, when I see weather period, when I see Mother Nature just bugging out, wilding, I'm attributing that to who's sitting in that seat, bro, in that administration. You feel me?
Facts. I can
So
see that.
it's the weather is just gonna get worse from this point until that motherfucker gets removed out of office. You know,
Mhm.
so you gotta bear down for the worst of it because we haven't even seen the worst of it. It's just gonna get crazier and crazier. It's gonna be more weather conditions. Now remember this, just to add on to what I'm saying, right? Because I throw wild style theories out there, but niggas be hella fucked up when my shits come all the way true, right? So, and I've been studying this for a minute. Remember when Barack Hussein Obama was on the campaign trail, right? Everywhere he went on the campaign trail, there was intermitting weather conditions, meaning that it was tornadoes following him,
Facts.
twisters, okay? Everywhere he went, it was weather conditions. You need to Google it. And nobody has written the definitive article to kind of like points this out per se. You just gotta do the research. You gotta study where he went on the campaign trail and what sort of weather was following him. You feel me? I was studying it during that time. So I still got the notes. I got all that. All that's going in the book. So if he was able to, right, change weather wherever he went or cause weather patterns to change, like what is it about what these men do to the ionosphere when they have this much energy on them? You know what I'm saying? What is it about that title as the CEO of this corporation that allows so much energy to swirl around these people where they can be determining weather wherever they go? You know what I'm saying? Now, they said that, when he got into office, homie, he was cool, he was a lukewarm. And I think that even like, remember, I think that when he had went overseas, when he went to the Middle East, when he went to, I think when he did the speech in Egypt, right, when he was speaking about the Moors, I think that they had the
Obama,
wild sandstorms. Huh?
Obama, you're referring to, correct?
I'm talking about Obama, yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Peace to the family, peace to the IG family. We are broadcasting live on Facebook on our Know the Ledge page. Me and Red, we're doing a live stream, but I'm chopping it up with y'all here. So, for the most part, you know what I mean. You can hear what we talking about because the brother ain't saying nothing. He's just listening to me. So when he start talking, I'll put him on speaker or something. But yeah, like that's the notice. That's the patterns that I've noticed. That follows these quote unquote presidents. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
And
in the chat, yeah, somebody in the chat was saying this isn't new, no different from the natives who made it rain.
right, the natives made it rain. But that was through ceremony, and they understood the science of charging the ionosphere. Right, they were playing with ions. That's how they was making it rain. I've seen those ceremonies, so I know that to be
Me
fact.
too. Yeah,
You know,
fact.
what are these people that are doing this that are not cognizant of it? What sort of energy are they just dragging it with them that this shit is just causing intermitting weather? You know what I'm saying? It's causing Mother Nature to just act a fool at the presence of these motherfuckers. So before we started, me and Red was making note that and I also have a tendency to point out, and I've been expert in my analysis, that that seat in the White House also mimics almost identical what goes on in smaller communities, in particular in this community, So during the Leo years of Obama, we saw the rise of two Leos in our community, Polite and Dr. Umar. You know what I'm saying? They came about around 8 years ago, around the same year that Obama came in. I mean, around the same time that Obama rose to prominence is when they came to prominence. And at the end of his reign, you know, being that he was preceded by a Gemini who also happened to be sharing in the 44 energy because Grover Cleveland served two terms. You know what I'm saying? He was the 22nd and the 24th president. So Obama really wasn't the 44th president. He was the 43rd man to sit in that seat. Trump is the 44th man to sit in the White House. So he twinned Obama's energy. As you can see through his entire presidency is about cloning Obama and destroying him. He's the shadow to Obama.
Facts.
And that's how he got into the White House. He trolled Obama through the birther movement, right? He jumped on his back and he never got off until he sunk him, right? And then he got in the White House and he sunk all of his policies, right? Because when Obama first came in, again, if you were studying the metaphysical, esoteric explanation of Obama's presidency, which we were following heavily at that time, the Christian fundamentalists, the evangelicals, is that the proper pronunciation of them?
Yeah,
And the
even
conspiracy theorists and the metaphysicians on their side, they all said that Obama was the return of Akhenaten. You know what I'm saying? They said that he was the second coming of Akhenaten. He was the reincarnation of Akhenaten. So they already gave you, you know, the tie-ins, and because they understand why this shit mimics quote unquote Egypt, not Kemet. They understand why this shit mimics Egypt and you don't. You still motherfucking thinking about the Nile Valley, and them niggas is like, the Nile Valley's in DC, dummy. You feel me? But
mhm.
anyway, you know, shout out to Anthony Browder that gives that amazing trip, you know, that tour where he showed you this.
Indeed.
So what do they do with Akhenaten? When Akhenaten was removed from office, they scrubbed his name. You know what I'm saying? They chiseled his name off the walls. They removed all of his policies, right? Because he switched up the priesthood. Okay. So once they got him out of power, they erased any evidence of him. And that's what Trump is doing with Obama. They're erasing any evidence of him. You understand? Um,
Indeed.
I don't know. I can't really say if it's all based on racism as much as it's based on metaphysics. You know what I'm saying? As much as it's based on the esoteric aspect of who they understand Obama to be, even beyond them saying he's the second coming of Akhenaten. It goes deeper than that, and they can't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Trump is doing. So what we said is Trump, the presidencies always mimic what's going on in the community. And I expertly, you know, said last year before he came into office that the leaders of the black community, all of that was up for review because Obama's no longer here. So when his energy leaves, their energy is going to dissipate as well. And based on how they play next year, right, is gonna be based on how they survive the onslaught, you know what I'm saying, of this new energy that's coming in. But just like in this community, how they have Umar and Tariq going at it, in their community now, you have Steve Bannon and Trump going at it, right?
Facts. There's a
There's a war, you know what I'm saying? And
splitting of facts.
if the family's not familiar with who Steve Bannon is to Donald Trump, that's his key strategist. You know what I'm saying? That's the person who they credit with making him. Just like Umar saying he made Tariq, okay, or made the Living Colors, what is it? Hidden Colors, the Hidden Colors series, you know, or he's saying, yo, this dude is mimicking me or parroting me. It's the same thing that they were saying about Trump and Bannon. You know, Bannon was saying, look, I'm the brains behind Trump. Trump is just my parrot. You know what I'm saying? He's mimicking my talking points. I
Narrative.
was talking about all of this stuff before he got here. I gave him all of his pointers. Okay. So now, once again, another prophecy fulfilled. You have these people going at each other's neck in public, right? With one of them snitching on the other one, saying, yo, if his son and his son-in-law had a meeting with the Russians, then that's inappropriate on his part. So he's throwing salt in the game, right? And he's sprinkling crumbs to federal prosecutors. He's giving them talking points now in the investigation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where did we just see that take place at? You understand? So, it's just real. It's just, I wouldn't even say weird. It's funny and it's very predictable how these things play out in our reality in society. But we can't make the connection because we live in this compartmentalized world where we think that everything is separate. Because of the law of 44, I understand that everything's connected. You know what I'm saying? Everything by invisible strings and threads. So that's how I'm able to watch this shit for what it is and be like, oh, look, okay, I see it playing out. And here goes the evidence. Even if I'm just in my mind alone, it's one hell of a story. Okay. And I'm waiting for somebody to come along with a better one because I want to be eating non-GMO organic popcorn and sitting back and watching the movie. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
So, what's good with you, Red? What else is going on with this Bannon and Trump feud? What else are you seeing? Also, yeah, one of the main benefactors that we spoke about in the what was that series, Fear of a Black and More Messiah, and
Yes.
the other one you had, Into Deep.
Too deep, y'all.
Yeah, with the Mercer family, the billionaire family that's behind Trump and Bannon.
Pocketbook, the bag.
Yeah,
He
they
secured
the
the bag.
bag, they the pocketbook. You know what I'm saying? They the ones responsible for securing the bag and putting the bread up. You know what I'm saying? Funding both of these entities. They are the glue in common between both of them. You know what I'm saying? Um, so Bannon lost his benefactors. You know what I'm saying? He lost the bag. You know,
Well,
hopefully
when
we don't
when you
one of
got
our brothers end up losing the bag or his benefactors.
facts. Shout out to Ella, Samora. Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Tiff,
Now, Tiff,
Merriweather. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Salute to all of y'all. Love and light. You know, when you got billionaires behind you, when you got billionaire backers, everybody's, if not your friend, there's a level of power that you command because you got billionaires behind you, and you know, people will do anything for the bag, or people will do anything to please somebody with the bag. We all from the hood, we know what that is. You know what I'm talking about? So Bannon and them was sort of like the label. I mean, the Mercers would be considered like, when you have a
Cash
label
Money,
behind you, a conglomerate.
Cash. They
Yeah,
Universal? No, they
yeah,
Universal. Yeah.
yeah. It would be like Verizon with the whole complex thing. So they backed off. They backed up off of Bannon. Bannon is the brainchild of alt right. Bannon is they have all of these movements have faces, but the people who are the thought leaders, the ones who come up with the ideas and the concepts and who are pushing the narrative, that would be Steve Bannon. Right now, there's infighting taking place in white supremacy in that world of white supremacy, where
Fact.
Alex Jones and all of them pulling out the long knives. They going after Steve Bannon and trying to cut him up, calling him a treasonous. He's a traitor because he basically flipped on Trump. He knows where all of the bodies are buried. He has all of the dirt on Trump. He was basically the right hand man. He was really the one who was pushing the white supremacy propaganda, not only through the White House, but through the global
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
He was trying to move that shit all around the world. So for those of us that are out here, on the front lines doing the work, and we don't focus on what they're doing on that side, but we always want to pay attention because they were paying attention to what was going on our side. How do I know? I went on a Twitter and I put the names in the mention in the LBGT, the alt writers, the suspected white supremacists, the newspaper or the online thing, the Root, they They outed themselves as a ultimate conscious community hater publication. You know, all of these all of these hands were at play when our two brothers were going at it. The alt right were, you know, the feminists, the alt right, the LBGT, and certain people
Everybody,
from the.
everybody had a field day. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? Everybody had a field day. Family on IG, can you hear Red clear? Cause I got him on speaker. Just let me know if you can hear him. Give me a
so
thumbs up.
yeah, they were having a field day. Now they're having their meltdown from within. They're having their infight within. The Trump faction and the Bannon faction. The Bannon faction would be more of these gun ho, shoot up the school, you know, the manic depressive Dylan Roof types. The ones
Second
that,
Amendment, yeah.
huh?
Second Amendment guys.
Those Second Amendment guys, the ones that are ready to basically say, yo, let's just take the government over. We could pull a coup. Let's make this an all white, you know, Richard Spencer mentality. You know what I
Right.
mean? That fake ass white supremacy, white fragility convo, that narrative that I've been telling people is not real. It doesn't hold any weight. These people are only they're 80% bluff. They bluff off of your fear when they see your upper lip sweating, like Dave Chappelle said in the comment, when nigga your lip is sweating, they're gonna bang harder. You feel me?
Right.
They have fear of you. There's a fear of a messianic force that black people emit. There's a fear of a black messiah in their quote unquote circles or their movement. And if they start seeing you buck and beef up, get off of your knee and stop, you know, attending die-ins and whatnot, then they'll be like, they have to strategize because they don't have too many answers for that. But all of the stuff that we were seeing when they were manipulating our people's responses to their outward aggression, where niggas are crying and praying and doing all of the fuck shit, you know, it emboldened them. You feel me? If you could take a micronism of bully activity, the bully in a playground, how he gets down, and just put it on how our people are reacting, they were emboldened. It was like, oh, we got niggas on the fence. We could scare these niggas. So Steve Bannon and them, you got to understand who Bannon is and the danger that he represents to black people and people of quote unquote color all around the world. He is a hardliner. He's the one who was ready to press the reset button. Not to say that Trump is not off of his rocks, right? You know what I mean? But he's not a mastermind. Trump is not a mastermind. He's not the evil genius. He's not the
Yeah.
brains of the operation.
He's not credited with being a thinker.
He's huh?
He's not a thinker per
He's
se.
not a thinker. No way. Like he ain't on
He's,
some
he's
Kaiser
the
Sosa shit.
bullhorn. Yeah, he's the
Yeah, he ain't
bullhorn.
fooling niggas that you know how a wise man could play dumb? He's not that. Like, let's not give him that credit. He ain't that guy. He's really dumb and he got the bag. And he'll go out. He's a dog whistle, a human living, breathing dog whistle. You pump
Right.
him up, you put a battery in him, he's gonna espouse the narrative verbatim in Trump fashion. And that cuts. That has
Twitter.
that,
Yeah.
huh? And with his Twitter fingers.
Yeah, with his Twitter fingers.
Yeah,
You know,
so
he's the
there's a
bullhorn.
book. There's a book that just came out called Fire and Fury.
Fire and fury.
Yeah, that was one of the sentences. That was a line that he said when he told the Koreans he was going to nuke them and they're going to rain down fire and fury. I think the Syrians, somebody he warned, you know what I mean, utilizing that kind of language that Bush
Korea.
used with shock and awe.
Yeah. He
You know
told
what I
that to
mean?
Korea.
Yeah, the Koreans.
He was
So
gonna rain fire and fury on them.
it comes to find out that Steve Bannon was the leaker the whole time. He was the guy who was leaking all of this shit about Trump to the press from I think day one. I think day one because he had the author behind the book Fire and Fury was in the White House doing mad interviews. He had access to staff and whatnot over the months from like, you know, he's been there since the transition. And you could imagine the kind of information. Imagine if somebody was in this community with a goddamn tape recorder interviewing people when the cameras go off every other day. You know what I'm saying? That off-record conversation is not the same conversation when niggas alive or when the cameras are on. It's a different conversation. The same conversation. If anybody ever been in anywhere where cameras are on, if you ever been in the industry, if you niggas ever been on films, whatever, you know that the conversation that individuals have when cameras are off is not the same conversation that you having when the cameras are on. And this shit that we do here is not scripted. I'm saying, imagine motherfuckers in scripted situations where they doing movies and shows and all of that stuff. They talk a lot of shit when nobody's looking. They spill all of the beans and whatnot. Them niggas serving up tea. So he got all of that tea, and he went ahead and put out a book.
You got all the tea. And remember, KINGZ Sose, he got in there and pretended he was anti-press.
Yeah.
They thought that he was the brain between, behind Trump being so anti-press. But the minute that Trump got rid of him, he went and started spilling to liberal media.
Yeah.
So they was like, hold on, this the same dude that had everything negative to say about liberal media, about, you know what I'm saying, about the leftists, because he's all right. But he's telling all the leftists all the business. And then his book come out and it confirms everything that they, their deepest suspicions. And like he's, he know all the bodies is buried.
Basically. So
but he's dry snitching. He's like, yo, he's super dry snitching.
Yeah.
Like I can't really this community super dry snitching. You feel me? So it's the same shit. They make dry insinuations. You know what I mean? I ain't saying there's a body, but if you look under,
if you go to 1600 U Street, you might smell something.
You might smell something, but I ain't saying there's a body over there. That's what niggas in this community do. You know what I mean? Wait, what's the famous one that these niggas was doing? Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm dissing nobody, but if such and such was such and such and such and such and such and such, but I ain't, so that's the passive aggressive bitch assness that people in this community have perfected, and they learned it from the master deflectors themselves, So you're saying the same thing in politics, because this shit is politics. This community politics is identical to DC politics, because it's microcosm, macrocosm. These are terms that I repeatedly use to try to explain to people. Shit is not that hard to fucking observe and understand. Microcosm, macrocosm. Microcosm, macrocosm.
It's dealing with government.
Rios.
It's dealing with government. It's dealing with leadership. You know what I'm saying?
Governance. Yes.
Governance.
Governance.
So
the battle for resources.
There's there's definitely a similarity that you could make between the communities, even with the rap game. Some infighting going on over there.
It's infighting, but what I see with rap is a little bit more autonomous. I've been observing it. You feel me?
Facts.
Now let me say something about what's the most natural instinct for human beings is to tribe up. You know what I'm saying? Tribalism is gonna happen, period. That's what humans do. They form into tribes. You know what I'm saying? So you see it in again, microcosm, macrocosm. You know what I'm saying? Because the Democrats and Republicans, we might have different words for it and say, yo, they set tripping, but that's tribal. You feel me? It's tribal all the way down to what you saw in Alabama when the black woman bailed out Alabama. That's tribalism. Okay? They responded to the dog whistle. And they ain't get no bone for it. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking tribalism. You dig what I'm saying? So I noticed that in hip hop. In hip hop, their tribalism has a level of autonomy where sometimes at some point now we see the tribes somewhat set tripping. They've noticed that this tribe got strong over here while this tribe over there lost a little elasticity. You understand? Like case in point, Nobody was even talking about Nicki and Nas in a relationship. That shit was not socially relevant.
Mm-hmm.
They're not part of the same tribe, my nigga. You
They
understand?
wasn't. It wasn't Cardi and Offset.
It's not Cardi and Offset. It's not Nicki and Meek. Her people didn't give a fuck. They're
Yeah.
like, who is this nigga? Why should we care? Who's Nas? He's not part of that tribe. The Barbies are a tribe. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
The mumble rappers, they have a tribe. All that shit y'all talking about, old school, golden school hip hop, that's a tribe. That's part of, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody don't adhere to that. Everyone is not a card carrying member of that. They don't give a fuck about it if they're not part of that tribe.
Yeah, Nas ain't in Barty gang. He ain't Barty. He ain't Barbie. He's them woke niggas. So they want her to rock with Little Uzi Vert before they want her to rock with Nas.
They want her with Uzi.
They want Uzi to pipe. So, you know, they talk about Nas and Nicki broke up. I'm like, them niggas was never together. The fuck is you talking about? He just slid in the
Pictures and shit like.
DM. Come on with that stupid shit. These is beards. Niggas is beards. Like she pulled him out of the friend zone. You know what I mean? Slightly above water so he could breathe a little bit. You know. And niggas was like, oh, they were an item. Like you said, they not in the same tribe. Like they don't match. There's no match in that.
So there's tribalism in consciousness. Trust that. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. There's tribalism in consciousness. There's fucking set tripping in consciousness. Okay?
Yes, it is.
So there's tribalism in politics. Okay? So
There's
now
tribalism in the streets.
Yeah. There's tribalism in
It's tribalism in school. If anybody's in school, there's tribalism in your school. Blue, is your phone? You're frozen? Hold on, y'all. Blue Pill, his camera got froze for me. Let's see what's.
Red, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Are you can you hear me?
All right, hold on.
Can you hear me?
I think
Or refine her into, some girl power shit. You know what I'm saying? Not I was asking him how is it that she got more naked after they start going out with each other?
did she?
You doing naked IG photo shoots. How you doing naked IG photo shoots? You ain't even getting the boobs was out. You know what I'm saying? She was more, it was like she became more ratchet after getting with Nasir. I know he wasn't feeling that.
Right. He looked like he wasn't feeling the situation, period.
The whole time. There was no googly eyes. You see how Offset be looking at Cardi? It wasn't like he was on a beam looking at her like he wasn't beamed out. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't beamed out. He wasn't doing the Uzi shoulders with her, nothing. Like,
Somebody asked me in the chat, can you explain what an algorithm is and how it works for us in real time?
whoo. Ah, man. Okay.
All right.
There's different ways to approach algorithms. Facebook has a specific algorithm. Instagram has an algorithm. YouTube has an algorithm. When you watch a red and blue pill video, and on the side of it, they suggest, other conscious teachers and whatnot, that's an algorithm at work. How the fuck do they know that these niggas know us? How do you know that they know that we know them? You know what I'm saying? And computation, you know what I'm saying, and computers and whatnot, more specifically Web 2.0, the algorithm is also defined as a solution. You know what I'm saying? If there's a problem, Google is an algorithm.
Yeah, that's the best way to explain it.
That's the best way to explain it.
Google as
Google
a
is the
company,
algorithm.
right?
Hold on, my
The
brother.
director, you seen Travelers?
Travelers, no.
Oh,
What
you
was
got
that?
that, huh?
What was Travelers?
Travelers is a Netflix show about D-Wave, right? And in the
What?
future, Google is God. It's called a director. And the people are coming back from the future into the past, into the now. They're time
That's what I
traveling.
think. That's what I think I am right now.
I know that I am. I know I'm time traveling out this beast.
I gotta go check that out. I've been watching Black Mirror all damn. I've been binging on all of the seasons.
All, bro,
But
all of that stuff up. They got mad shows dealing with D-Wave technology, or the likes of it, this AI. Because we got had this AI conversation, family. I
oh
didn't
yeah,
hit
yeah,
all information. I got some shit I need to share with y'all. Real talk.
yeah. No, that AI conversation. Remember when we did the 2017 wrap up? The honorable mentions was artificial intelligence and quantum mechanics and whatnot. Meaning that this year in 2018 is going to be the breakout year for artificial intelligence. It was bubbling.
I
And
don't. Yeah.
hold on.
Go ahead.
It was bubbling in 17. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency owned 2017, even though that could be tied into algorithms and whatnot. I just wanted to quickly explain what the Google algorithm is.
Please do.
Now, in coding and whatnot, what the reason why the conscious community has to adapt the mind state of coders or black hats and white hats, hackers, and they have to understand what algorithms are, is because in these days and times, algorithms are solutions to problems.
Facts.
So somebody at the Google office said, yo, the yellow page is popping, right? But we want to disrupt the yellow pages. Somebody was like, what are you talking about? They said, we want to create the digital version of search, meaning that we want to take the concept of the yellow pages and apply it to the digital realm and to cyberspace. We're going to create something called Google that's going to be a search engine. Voila. Niggas was like, how can you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. How could you ever chart all of the queries or searches in the world? It's going to take trillions and trillions of pages. And then somebody was wise enough at Google to say, nigga, we can do it. And they wrote the code of an algorithm that came to be known as Google. To whereas if you put a question inside of this box, the motherfucker will process that question in real time and spit out.
Let's quantify this conversation. Okay? Yeah, somebody in the chat said Ask Jeeves hit first. Correct. But Google is God. They have said, right, and they quantified this through measurement, right? And their measurement is polls. That's their measurement. That's how they measure shit. They talk to people, right? They talk to a number of people, and then they get a percentage based on replies, and they say, yo, this is
that is I'm giving you the poor man's version
Yo, you
of
hear
an
me?
algorithm. I gave you a simplified
Hold on, y'all.
breakdown. Kansas City is the first smart. I haven't been there. No, I haven't been to Kansas City. Somebody said that Kansas City is a
You hear
smart
me?
city, Blue.
Oh, Kansas City. That's
Yeah,
a smart city. That's popping.
I never knew that.
They said the shit was in Georgia. They said it was in Atlanta. I ain't hit none of them zones yet. It ain't in zone 6. So
No, somebody in the chat said they saw a trailer, Dark Mirror. Listen, it's
Black Mirror, Dark Mirror,
2018. I know about they've been telling me to watch Black Mirror for 4 years, and I avoided that shit for 4 years. I just watched it. Black Mirror is every freaking thing that I've been trying to say.
everything.
I know niggas is like, yo, red pill be biting if they heard me and they didn't. Nigga, I've been telling y'all Afrofuturism. If you want to tell the future, put it in film, my niggas. Do shorts. The whole fucking Black Mirror is taking technology. It's an anthropology or anthology of.
Yo, it's like when niggas used to sit in Bobby and Phil lectures and then burn it down, and we would be at the temple with Rashid, and niggas would be chopping it up and having all of these wild style ideas about where the information could go and what
Yo,
we could do with it.
Black Mirror.
Listen,
Somebody's
all
like,
of the
what's Black
conversations.
Mirror about? Black Mirror is they do it in London, UK, right? All of them London niggas, you know, they're thespians. They great actors. So each episode is like an hour long or hour and change. And what they're doing is simple. It's very fucking simple. They're taking all of the new technology, the shit that we don't even know about, the shit that you might get introduced to in 2018 and 19, but it's out there if you go to the customer electronics shows, the CES trade shows. If you have your ear to the ground, I knew about Oculus Rift, which is virtual reality. What year was that, Blue? When
Let
did
me
we
see.
get exposed to the Oculus?
When they first, when it first, not even when it came out, when they
Yeah,
first cured it to say, yo, we found the dude, Lucky, whatever his name is, they was like, look, because I would get all of the Wired magazines, you know what I'm saying? I would get Fast Company. I would read all of that stuff. I would stay on top of everything. You know what I mean?
just give me a year.
Engadget. I had
Give
no
me
idea. Bro, these years are
13.
short, man.
Okay. So
12, 13.
all they're doing, they're taking technology like the virtual reality glasses. Now the virtual reality glasses is like a dot, a fucking implant that they put on your head, either on your temple or right there in your right behind your ear, and they're giving you a glimpse into a future that does not exist yet, right? The same thing that they did with Back to the Future, the same thing that they did with Star Trek, the same thing they did with Star Wars.
Somebody said, why does the mirror have to be black? Let me explain this. The black mirror, right, is synonymous in medieval times or ancient times. A black mirror was considered a scrying device. Okay, shout out to all of my witches out there.
My
If you
bruja.
ever, yeah, my brujas.
Brujas.
Okay, if you ever used or built a black mirror or scrying device, you know what I'm talking about. You can look into other dimensions. Here I go on my pseudo shit. Kudos to the pseudos. Okay, but for those who have been there, you know what I'm talking about. If you do it right, you can look into other dimensions with a scrying device called a black mirror. Okay, let me tell you something. Your phone is a black mirror. It's a
Right.
scrying device. I ask people every single day, where does cyberspace exist? Because we own it right now. Okay, where does cyberspace exist? Is it a tangible reality? Can you identify it? Can you pinpoint it? Right? But it exists somewhere. They telling you all your fucking information is in the cloud. God damn it. Cardi B might leave Offset because you niggas is going into cloud
Nigga,
hacking this account,
loud, man.
right? So if it ain't real, it has real effects on reality. Where does it exist? Huh? Niggas is having babies off of DMs and all of, like, where does it exist? How is all of this taking place? Where's cyberspace? Hmm? We don't even talk. We don't need to be talking about magic like it's spooky. This is
Yeah,
magic right here.
this shit is magic right now.
Somebody's listening. Somebody's on this fucking phone from Australia. Somebody's on this phone from Zimbabwe in the chat right now, looking at
Shout
us
out
in
to
real
Rwanda.
time. Somebody
Somebody's in here
from
from
Wakanda is
Wakanda.
looking at us. That's magic. Let's not be too spooky with this shit. So why why does it have to be a black magic or a black mirror? Because that's how you do the work. You know what I'm saying? It's carbon. How else can you create? You have to utilize a carbon template to create reality.
Exactly. So what Black Mirror is doing is preparing you for a universe or alternative reality that doesn't even exist yet. But the series is it's maybe in 20 is giving you an alternative reality, in each one of their series they're introducing you and they're taking you into this new world that doesn't exist, utilizing technology like cars that drive themselves. They had like the robot, the shit from Boston Dynamics. You know how they show the horse, the robot and all of that. Black Museum was an excellent series. It showed you that niggas will be in the museum in the future and they're gonna be doing all kind of stuff to you. You know what I mean? Yeah, the dark web. You know what I'm saying? So they're just taking the enormous world of technology, the vast valley of consciousness that exists inside of the sector of technology, and creating storylines out of it. I've been saying for years, we need to begin to take our stories, and those of us who came amongst us, the Octavia Butlers of the world, the Afrofuturists, the Sun Ra's, the Afrofuturists, the ones who put us into the future. They're doing the work with Black Mirror. They're putting themselves in the future. You're not putting yourself in the future. Our people collectively, we're focused on the past. We're focused on a future that's, yo, I'm a product of my environment. I could only show the horrors of the hood. You're not twisting it. This is the book I've been reading from Brother Panic, The Origins of Occult Civilization. This is only volume 1, and it's dealing with Hollywood. This is volume 1, and it's dealing with Hollywood. And he talks about, he lays it down and he gives you so much proof. And he talks about how they utilize the Willie Lynch programming inside of everything that they're doing in Hollywood. If you get away and you do one movie, they're gonna get you in the next one. Don't worry about it. They're not letting none of these niggas off the hook. He have a laundry list of all of the actors that put dresses on. He got a laundry list of everybody that they got. Take a screenshot. Go ahead. Somebody says show the book again. Get your screenshot on. This shit $100 though. You know what I'm talking about? Go to collections.com and shop with.
My IG family can hear you.
Huh?
Say the title of the book again so my IG family can hear you.
Origins of Occult Civilization, Volume 1, Hollywood, Brother Panic. All right. Who is Bobby Hemmett's student. And he goes in. Anybody could, when you know what I mean? He's not going over your head. He's explaining it to you. He's walking you slowly through this shit. And he's showing you, look, they got us focusing on some Willie Lynch shit. You niggas is not focusing on the future. You're not focusing. Remember, the future is what we create it to be. There is no future. The future is what one of you marvelous brothers and sisters that are out here listening to me and my brother, the information that you're soaking up from the scholars that are out here, and you create the future. This is the future. You know what the future is? The future is a pen and a paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, this is the future. I don't know how to explain this shit to you for you to get it in layman's terms, but the future is what you can see. So Negroes is like, damn, I don't know what the future of the conscious community is. Nigga. It's what you make it. And when I look around, you understand? I'm like, yo, more people need to think like this. We need to actively, with all of the fucking talking that we be doing, all of the gum bumping and all of that stuff, and all of the back and forth. You know how many hours are spent on people talking about this one versus that one? But we can't get motherfuckers to spend endless nights to sit down and talk about how we're gonna create our future.
Future.
And I'm not talking about that nigga from Atlanta. I ain't talking about Future Hendrix. I'm talking about the future for our children, a future where we winning. Didn't Bobby and them say, yo, we seen the future. You niggas won already. We have to write the book to show everybody the steps to how we won, though.
We don't have to wait till Wakanda. We don't have to wait till the Black
Panther. We could use the same approach. We could use the same approach the Black Mirror is using. We are the Black Mirror. We could use the same approach, writing up multiple stories that speak of an alternative universe that introduce our people in a better position in life. Let's say that they had a Black Mirror episode where Umar built the fucking school. You know what I'm saying? There's an episode from 2019 and niggas is graduating from Umar's academy.
That's why, hold on. That's why I said that Family Feud video that ironically dropped, you know, the same night that these niggas was going at each other's throat was so important. They dropped so many gems in that video. 2444, then they had them at the table chopping it up about the law.
About the law.
About the law.
You had the matriarch government.
Come on. What law you think they was talking about? God damn it, they talking about the law 44. Somebody owes me a fucking check. But I'm cool though. I'm cool.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned that. That's what Panic shows in the book. I'm telling your family, I'm gonna call my brother on the phone one week and we're gonna talk about how we could get this documentary because he got to do a documentary on his book that I'm reading. If the Black actor has not shown his ass, or guy, I'm talking about. Remember Wesley Snipes with that where they got the shot where he's getting it in and they showing his. Remember Belly with DMX showing his booty.
Mm-hmm.
That is an effeminate hallmark sign that they do to Black men in Hollywood. Niggas wearing dresses, right? Or getting shot in your behind, like Denzel did in Training Day. Getting shot in the buns is symbolic to getting poked in your buns. Okay? They're breaking the image the same way that they said break the male image in Willie Lynch. Break him in front of his family. Effeminize him. Rape him. Do you know that the slave master was bending niggas over in front of the whole village and catching wreck on that ass? You know what I mean? And then what can you say afterwards? You not no buck? They were Sandusky niggas. They had sex farms. This is what they're doing in Hollywood. So when you see Terry Crews talking about, oh, somebody grabbed my Johnson, nigga, you started your road grabbing niggas Johnsons. Fuck is you talking about? That's how you cut your teeth in Hollywood through Friday. You was grabbing Cat Williams Johnson. Oh. You know what I'm saying? You a bird. You wore mad dresses. You was wearing a bra at the premiere of Expendables. Nigga, you a op. What is you talking about? And you talking about somebody grabbed your Johnson, nigga? They
So that was a distraction.
Yeah. They smelled the what's the Elizabeth Taylor perfume on your ass, nigga. You sweet. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're butt breaking. And remember, I live in New York. The family that's listening, y'all live everywhere that y'all live. Think about this. I was born in the 70s. So I understood satire. I knew what satire was because our parents explained it to me. Certain people broke it down for us. We knew when niggas was making fun of shit. Right. If you was 3 or 4 years old watching Don't Drink Your Gin and Juice in South Central.
Oh, man.
If you was 3 and 4 years old watching Maury Povich, if you was 3 and 4 watching Two Snaps Up, Living Color, hated it, you don't know satire. You probably couldn't comprehend what the fuck was satire. You didn't
Yo,
know that they were making
remember
fun.
when Drinking Juice in South Central was all satire? Like we could laugh at this shit because it was so outlandish.
My stream
It
is
was
about to
so
end. I'm gonna redo it. Remember when CB4 was satire? Remember when Boondocks was satire? Now
all that
art,
shit is real.
all of it is real.
All of it is real. You can't even
It's
laugh at it
all
no more.
real.
It's so real. You feel me?
Man, it is all friggin' real. So we don't got to talk about the Illuminati. We don't got to get into conspiracy all out there. We don't got to get on Alex Jones. They're all coming for us. We don't have to say any of these things. The brother is showing you in the book, this book right here. What's the name of the book, Paul, that shows the 4 tropes that they utilize in Hollywood on black people? There was a book that you had at your house when you stayed on 1313. Remember the Hollywood book that showed all of the 4 prototypes or the archetypes of the black characters?
I don't know. I had a lot of books, bro.
That was one of my Hollywood Bibles. Then when I saw the documentary called
Remember, you need to do some.
Empire
You
of
need to
Their
go
Own,
deep mine. And
huh?
remember, I said you need to go deep mine and remember what that book was so we could get it back.
I'm gonna get it. So think about this, family. Just really think about this honestly. Really sit back and before we chastise the new generations that coming behind us, before we throw them under the bus, before we start pointing fingers at the youth and talk about how misguided they are, how scary they look, you know, how lost they are, how zombie-like they appear. Who gave them the training? Who gave them the food that they ate? Who raised them up in this vast world of entertainment where every single image that was being portrayed was utilized to even your heroes, your Erica Badu's of the world, your Commons of the world, your Most Defs of the world. They even took roles in Hollywood that would be considered compromising.
No.
Most Def was in a role. Let me read this. Most Def was in a role. He was in Monsters Ball.
Oh yeah. But I didn't watch that movie. So what type of what was he doing in Monsters Ball? He had a compromising role in Monsters Ball, or he was just on the set? Like you can't. We're gonna blame the brother because he was on the set.
I never said nothing about him being on the set. He was in the movie.
What type of role did he have?
Huh? He wasn't. He wasn't. Look, I would have read that script and kept it fucking schmoving. I would never have even been caught in the same
You
way.
know,
In the
sometimes
script it says
they
it
part
said
sell. They
Rob,
don't give you the whole script.
I know they give you they give you pieces of it, but he should have heard that Billy Bob was gonna dog fuck Holly Berry in real life on set. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, they're utilizing Tinseltown. They're utilizing that sorcery, that spell making machine in Hollywood
Yeah.
to really put our people
What
in a.
Erica Badu movie was it, bro? I need to hear this.
Well, I was just saying in the video On and On how that was basically paying homage to Color Purple, and Color Purple was a complete fucking that was a mind job, or that was a man hating. It was as detrimental, not as detrimental, but it was in the veins of Roots. What it did to our image, how it portrayed our men, how it portrayed our women, how it portrayed life. People would be like, but that was a real depiction. Nigga, it was many depictions of life taking place. Stop giving me the same depiction of this trauma and this horror and all of this shit that, no, Steven Spielberg went ahead and who told him? Somebody said that he should do that. They suggested, Debbie Allen, I think, suggested that he make that movie for his black children because he got black children he adapted. And that shit was mad propaganda. Okay? It dealt with tearing down the image of fucking Harpo, man. Who? And Danny Glover. I forgot it was that nigga name? Danny Glover's name?
Oh, I don't know.
So Monsters Ball was a ritual. Precious was a ritual. You understand? Training Day was a ritual. The Help, The Butler, all of
Look,
the slave.
hold on, because I don't know if they realize this. Training Day ritual was so bugged, family, that Denzel Alonzo was playing Rafael Perez. You know what I'm saying? Rafael Perez was the officer in the Rampart scandal who was initially accredited with shooting big, killing big.
Yeah, he
Because
was
his
the
partner,
suspect in the
yeah,
biggest force
David
murder.
Mackey was the one that they said, he had something to do. David Mackey and Rafael Perez was both partners. Both of them was attributed with killing Pac and Big at different times. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
he got the Oscar and we applauded. You feel me?
Yeah. Somebody said, "What about Bright?" Blue saw Bright. I didn't see that yet. That's part of my Netflix and chill schedule. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the Precious movie was made by Lee Daniels. I didn't even know there was a Martin Luther King movie. Lee Daniels is an avowed hater of all things,
Melanated, yeah.
melanated damn near. Like,
Yeah.
he
Alpha
doesn't,
male melanated.
yeah. You
He,
know,
he already spoke on, his willingness to want to destroy that because of what it represent, how it reminds him of his father. You dig?
yeah, he was abused as a child. He lives an alternative lifestyle. Um, he's a homosexual. He he said that he hates men, heterosexual men, and he has an aversion towards women as well. Okay. Um, you know, there's been talk about him on the set of Empire, which is a TV show on Fox. Lee Daniels is the director of Empire. And, the same way that they leak about Trump and they talk about his behavior, well, they leak about a lot of people. They was leaking about Harvey Weinstein for a long time. Niggas just couldn't do anything about it because of his power. All right. Lee Daniels has been rumored to be very disrespectful, very hateful towards his own people on set. You dig what I'm saying? He got put into power by people who are going to pay him handsomely in order to progress, to push an agenda that they're bankrolling. They only need one of you niggas to agree to do the work for them, and then they'll do it. You understand? Somebody said white folks allowed on. Yeah, come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in. We serving up fried chicken for you. So Lee Daniels made Precious. He made Woodsman. Woodsman was about a pedophile, correct?
Yeah.
The Woodsman was about a pedophile. Lee Daniels makes Sparkle. I think that's the thing on Fox that comes on after
Yeah.
Empire. So, I don't know if you're familiar with who he was and how detrimental he is to the image of our people, the image. All right, because everybody gets hyped when our people win awards and they got these shiny ass suits on. You know what I'm saying? And niggas, you'll Google them and see how much they worth, as if that determines who they are in life, as if that determines their value to our community based off of their Google worth, their net worth. That should not be a telltale sign as to, you know what I'm saying, who the fuck these people are. You know.
Right.
So yeah, Lee Daniels he's a piece of work. You know what I mean? He's a piece of work. If any of you ever get to talk to him, just share with the brother your willingness to, show our people in a better light, because our image is being broadcasted around the world. Image is everything. Thirst is nothing. And I didn't have to drink a Sprite to know that. You know what I mean? Image is everything. And the way that they're doing our image, or the way that we volunteer, you see it in the fallout from Hollywood. You understand how that industry works. There's agents. The agents tell you, listen, you need to do this movie because there's another movie waiting for you down the line. That's the big one. But
That's
do this throwaway movie,
yeah.
and in the script they
Same
have
thing
a
they got
press.
Will Smith, yeah. You know,
Yeah,
6 degrees of separation. You know, you're gonna kiss this man. You're gonna do this. You
yeah,
know,
you're gonna kiss this
Olita.
guy. You know what I mean? You're gonna put this dress on. You're gonna put this wig on. Remember Flip Wilson? Oh man, he was a great guy. People loved him. He had a wig on. Hey, you remember Martin Lawrence? He took off when he became Shanae. He put a dress on. Hey, you know Tyler Perry? He's Medea. Look at his net worth. Go and Google it. So they rock you to sleep. And you have to understand something. Going back to what I was saying before, people who were born in a certain time period could understand this more than people who were not. And that's not a slight on people who were born later on down the line. But I come from the time where I was seeing masculine black, you know what I'm saying? Alpha males on the screen. Mr. T and niggas like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like JJ Evans' dad and whatnot. You know,
I just yeah, like I remember, you know, from the '70s, the brothers with the motorcycle mustaches and everything.
you
You know what I'm saying? Like
heavy sideburns,
yeah,
like fuck a beer
the
game.
brothers was manly, like, you know, they had a different disposition. And sometimes, like, even if you don't have a male figure directly in your home, you know what I mean? Like some people got comfort off of that. I remember people being able to tune into Good Times and they was getting gems from what was his name was James.
Yeah,
Yeah, like just seeing a father in the home meant a lot. I was speaking about it the other day to somebody about Thursday nights. You know what I'm saying? Like the hood was vacant. People was at home looking at Cosby,
yeah.
especially young men who didn't have father figures. They was willing to entertain the thought of it, to be like, yo, is there something that this melanated black man is offering that I can utilize for myself?
Or
Even if hold on, even if the scenery or the setup was a little too unrealistic, because people is like, nobody lives like that. There's a lot of people that live like that. You feel me?
yeah,
And
Blue.
yeah,
Can you take Kathy Sue's her message down, please?
I'm trying to. I was trying to do that before I started going off.
Yeah, do that real quick. So
Kathy Lou,
Kathy Sue.
Kathy Sue, you done jacked up your privileges. Okay.
So you know we had Shaft, uh, Richard Roundtree, Jim Brown. You know, we had these figures in our community that represented masculinity and not a toxic way. Because yeah, we did have toxic masculinity. Nobody is nobody is refuting that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Kathy Sue knows about black masculinity that was permeating, you know what I'm saying, the television screen in the 70s.
Yo, remember
Right,
Man
Kathy?
Called Hawk?
Remember Richard Pryor, Kathy? Remember Hawk, Kathy? Yeah, remember Spencer? A man named Spencer, my nigga Hawk?
My dude. You know what I'm
That was
saying?
my dude. Remember,
He
remember
represented a different level of cool. He was like, yo, for
his
real?
cool was on fleek.
You like, yeah, like this is what being grown look like. You feel me? Like it was just a different template. And I'm utilizing that example to say, if you hear our young brothers always saying, yo, the nigga just drove up in a shiny Cadillac, the rims were shining, and I wanted to be a pimp all of a sudden. Your whole motherfucking ideology about who you wanted to be as a man was terraformed because you seen a nigga with shiny rims and long fucking hair. Like I was never idolizing no pimps and no hustlers in my community. So, and again, not to judge, you feel me? I'm just saying that it happens that easy. And you can the evidence of that is what you hear people say. Yo, I wanted to do this because I saw that. You didn't even know the nigga. You ain't know nothing about him.
You didn't know what he had to do to get it.
You just know he had white walls on the caddy. You know what I'm saying? And you was mesmerized by shiny things. And that's what you wanted to do all of a sudden. To the point where these niggas is 40 today and they still trying to be fake pimps because they was idolizing one at a young age, probably between the ages of 0 7, when their subconsciousness was, being programmed, and that's what they wanted to do. So, and again, no judgment, family. I'm not better than nobody or nothing like that. I'm just saying, I was looking at Hawk saying, yo, look at that level of masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, look how upright he is. Look at Spencer. Like, you know, at some point, I'm look at Mr. T. His shit was chunky. You feel me?
Mr. T, B.A. Baracus.
B.A. Baracus. So it was important. And I
I
had a father in the home and all of that. But I
mm-hmm.
still was looking at TV. Not necessarily was I consciously looking for male leadership, but it had an effect on us. You understand? It was still, my subconscious was still open and being programmed. It still had an indelible effect on us. So, what is the counterbalance to that today? What the young ones have grown up strictly off of seeing a feminized man.
Yes, the young ones, the youth, them.
You know what I mean? So again, I don't appreciate when society weighs on the victim like that. You know what I'm saying? When society weighs, we are so deep when it comes to identifying what the adversary has done to put things in place to quote unquote victimize people or subject them, should I say, to whatever level of tinkering takes place, whether it's biological, chemical, sociological, economical, you know what I'm saying? And then we sit back and we create terms and we point fingers. Oh, that's a thought. Oh, he's a fag. Or he's a this, or he's a that. But you have all of this science that shows that that was by result of something that was put in place to victimize these people or subjected them in a particular way, and this is how they ended up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talks about reversing these conditions. Nobody speaks about building institutions. You know what I'm saying? That studies these things. Or since you did so much research studying it, nobody emphasizes. Oh,
Reverse engineering.
well, revert. Yeah, no more Similac. No more. What's the shit? The baby,
BPA.
the BPA
BPA.
on the bottles and
It's,
the
it's turning the frogs out.
yeah, the
Shit that
shit
turns
turning
the
the
frog.
frogs out. Nobody is going to the supermarket and shutting down supermarkets if they have any of those chemicals in the foods. You feel me? But yet they putting all their energy towards the people that have been victimized by these science experiments, saying, "Ew, look." You feel me? That's crazy.
Yo, we got to take this Kathy shit down, though. How about that?
I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
Kathy Sue, are you out here spamming us? What's going on, Kathy? We let you in. We gave you a pass, Kathy. We told the bouncer don't stop you at the door.
I ain't even see. Y'all gotta understand. And where I'm at, I don't really see comments like that.
Oh, you don't see the shit that smack?
I just seen it when I pushed I went up a little bit further. I'm still trying to figure out how to utilize this thing back here, this back office. It's not the same. I'm gonna have to go on Facebook now because I'm not doing this from Facebook, y'all. I'm doing this from an app. Now I'm gonna have to go on the book. Kathy,
So,
I'm gonna put
so
your ass in the trash bin.
remember, our children, the younger generations, even my younger sister, you know what I'm saying? What is she in her 30s now?
Yeah,
She was exposed to Teletubbies, SpongeBob, everything post Cosby. I'm not gonna shoot at Bill Cosby and what he portrayed on that screen as Cliff Huxtable, you know what I mean, and all the moist niggas around him. I ain't gonna talk about that. I ain't even gonna talk about the names that he gave all of his characters that were not hood friendly names.
Right.
These were like Bartholomew,
He
Poindexter,
wasn't pro hood.
Sebastian. Niggas named Sebastian.
He had a different agenda.
How many tough niggas named Sebastian you know?
He had a different agenda. He was creating an alternative reality.
No, he was he was because you remember you had dudes going to college, like you said. They didn't have no idea about being a doctor. When they saw Cliff Huxtable Thursday nights on NPC, they was like, "Mommy, I want to be a doctor. I want to marry a wife like Claire."
He made people believe that they can. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
Without a doubt. You feel me? Different world and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like he made all of that possible, and people followed through in real time and had real life. He had a real life indelible effect on reality. You dig what I'm saying?
No, he
Like
did.
we can't dispute that.
But let's use that example to show you the power of programming. Family, that was programming that you saw Bill Cosby doing with that show and with the college show, Different World, and all of that. That's all programming. Anything on TV is basically seen as programming. So all Married with Children was programming too. Family Guy's programming.
All of that. You know
programming. Shameless is programming. Maury Povich is programming. Ricky Lake is programming. Sally Jesse Raphael. All of that is programming.
If it could be true on one end, then it's true on the other. So if we could sit here and we can agree that Dr. Bill Cosby was responsible for, hold on, if he was responsible for creating that algorithm, right, that gave people the inspiration to inspire and to go forward, you know what I'm saying?
An algorithm.
And because, you know, to have no reference prior to that, to believe, to leap. Look, I'm gonna leap. Cosby did it. I could do it. Even if it's a TV show, it feels like this is reality. If he can do that, then the flip side must be true as well.
And then, real quick, you know what you could do, Blue? On the back office, if you write a message if you write something and then you put, what's that button? There's a button that has it, what's the button? The button says display or something. It's right there in the back office. Towards the top of the video when you scroll up.
Yeah.
It's like a red button.
I'm going to do that. I'm trying to do something else simultaneously. So let me just I feel you though. I'm gonna do that. Don't worry about that. That's insignificant to the conversation.
No, it is. It is.
Trying to do something else simultaneously. So you know what I'm saying?
No doubt. So somebody said the letter didn't exist.
Don't worry about that. That's
somebody said the Willie Lynch letter didn't exist until the 1600s. Listen,
okay.
If it existed in the 16, 15, whatever, what we know beyond a reasonable doubt.
So somebody said the letter didn't exist. Don't worry about that. Hold on.
Somebody said the Willie Lynch letter didn't exist until the 1600s. Listen.
Okay.
We good?
Give me 1 second. That's my like I said, I had to go on Facebook. So that's just the feedback or the you know that I'm getting from Facebook. But let me mute that and go ahead for what you gotta say.
So we can show beyond a reasonable doubt that regardless of when this letter was introduced, this letter is a blueprint. This blueprint is being utilized to the motherfucking T via Hollywood, via social engineering, via social engineering via this European westernized society. They're functioning the same way that they're functioning off of the Constitution, my niggas. They are functioning off of how to keep black people in a perpetual state of complete ignorance, self-hatred, and fratricide, where you niggas just killing each other for no reason. So I don't know what, I ain't trying to hear. I mean, everybody can make they everybody has the right to an opinion. If you don't think the Willie Lynch letter may be real, you have the right to feel like that or to think like that. But I will only encourage you to go and do further research. Give me some primary.
My whole thing is this, and this goes back even to the thing with Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Tony Montana's not real. You feel me? But that doesn't mean that I didn't bear witness to an entire generation that I lost to that programming.
Yeah.
The Willie Lynch, we can see evidence of his programming, whether it's what you consider to be real or not. That's been my whole conversation. The mythos is motherfucking more stronger than reality.
It is.
Anyway, in this reality that we live in, quote unquote. So it has an indelible effect. Superman ain't real. That ain't stopping these fucking babies from thinking that they could fly, putting on the S on their chest and feeling empowered when they put that shit on. You know what I'm saying? Do you
Yeah.
have any relics in your home that your baby puts on that he feel like he's Superman, that he can leap, dodge bullets and all of that shit?
Spider-Man.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Cinderella don't exist. That don't stop your fucking your wife still thinks she's a princess based on that programming that she was exposed to through the years of 0 and 7 and every other Disney princess. Okay, watch the program. Watch how they respond. The shit that just happened with the royal family is evidence of it. How they came out swooning for that shit. Why? Because it directly identifies with their program. These young niggas still want to be Scarface. I seen more people die at the hands of them intimidating Scarface than I did at the hands of them intimidating Jesus. Okay?
Facts.
So your concept of what's real or what's not is mute at this point. It don't matter. The reality of this shit exists within the cortexes of people's brains.
Yeah, it's in
Right?
a
The
frontal
visual
lobe.
cortex. The things that's responsible for projecting their reality. That's where it exists. Back to my Black Mirror shit. It exists right here. That's why they keep showing you all of the programming in them shows. It's right here. It's either right here in the brainstem or it's on the temples. And this is how they access people's consciousness and control their entire reality. And you can't tell what's what. So you could fuss all day if you want about what's real and what's not, and this and that. God damn it, Trump already told you. Alternative facts. Okay? Living at a time where there's alternative reality in real time in our reality. And that's the shit that the fucking the world is running off. You know?
Word.
Vatican is real. What they might be talking about might be up to dispute. But goddamn it, that blood is real that they be spilling.
So
That pain that they put on them little boys, that's real.
yeah. So with knowing this, with doing the knowledge on this, with all of the decoding that has been done, or the breaking down of Hollywood and the effects that it has on our subconsciousness, we have to say the solution to all of these things, because we could spend lifetimes talking about what's being done to us. When are we going to spend time to talk about what are we going to do to reverse that? Right? That is the conversation that's worth having. That is the conversation that the right kind of people will show up for, and they will begin to implement change. That's how. What was the name of the Watts, the theater in Watts, where they were doing? They had this literary evolution take place in the 60s. Was it the writer's workshop?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, in Watts, in in California, in Watts, they had a writer's workshop that was very
Right.
prominent back in the days. In
Was that,
Harlem,
did Octavia Butler come out of that, or was
I
that
think
something different?
Octavia, I'm not, don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But I know that Leroy Jones, otherwise known as Amiri Baraka, and a
Yes.
whole bunch of other dignitaries came out of what was taking place in Jersey and Newark. And there were a whole bunch of people, Renaissance men and women, coming out of Harlem during their Renaissance. So we don't have to. We showed in the 2017 year wrap up on Black Magic 363, and if you go on my Patreon, we also have the lecture in PDF form of the 2000. And woke and black power and all of these terms that you put to it, black Twitter and all of this stuff. This is the beginning stages of a renaissance. You're going to see it through the music. You're going to see it through film. You're going to see it through alternative media. And I don't look for it. I'm not looking towards Harvey Weinstein Hollywood. I'm not looking towards the illusion anymore. I'm not looking towards NBC and CBS and Verizon and Complex. I'm not looking at none of these people to do anything for our image or anything. I'm not looking at Universal and you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not putting my faith in none of those brands or none of those conglomerates that they've bankrolled billions of dollars to destroy our images. How about that? So why would I even think that these are going to be the ones that are going to portray us in a positive light? This is going to have to come places in the north. That's what they coming to eat off of. Niggas that like sneakers that line up for fucking kicks. You know what I'm saying? And shoelaces, hats, and all of that other shit. iPhones, motherfucking vibrators, whatever they selling, niggas are buying. So that's what they line up for. That's what they're showing up for. They're not coming here to say, yo, these are the reincarnated kings and queens of ancient Egypt that we left behind.
Pangs and quangs.
Kings and queens. They're not saying that. Your motherfucking videos that are getting your movies and your reality shows and your sitcoms, the niggas in Bangladesh is watching, or Korea or China or Bangkok, it's not showing you in a good light. Them niggas ain't getting Theo Huxtable. They not getting Theo. You know what I'm saying? They're getting Rob and Robin Black and Big Black and shit like that. They're getting fucking the Maury Povich show and niggas, you know what I mean, doing head spins when they not the daddy.
Rob Kardashian and Black China.
That shit didn't even come out in America. They probably showing that shit the full season across the pond or somewhere out there. You know what I'm saying? So our image is destroyed. That's why they pull up in an Uber and them niggas don't want to talk to you. They're scared. They're intimidated.
I experienced that last night. The shit was bugged out. That was the first time it was full on. Like the driver ain't want to talk. The passenger, he was a Euro in the back, you know, a gentrified. Nobody was talking, son. The shit was like Black Mirror. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
yo.
somebody said Big Black was sacrificed. Big Black, motherfucking Michael Duncan. You remember the Green Mile? All of these big black guys.
Omarosa's husband.
Omarosa's ex-husband. Keep that in mind. Omarosa's ex-husband is dead. Michael Duncan. He, you know what I mean? Mysteriously.
Yeah.
So, and Big Black wore a dress. Michael Duncan wore a dress. Going back to what I was saying, they feminized every single male that you see in Hollywood nowadays. Maybe they wasn't having that shit in the 60s. They had that smoke for them back in the days. They couldn't get certain stocks and pedigrees.
Those was men.
They couldn't get certain stocks and pedigrees of the black warrior, of the black man. Not in the Panther era. I'm sure niggas wasn't trying to wear wigs and dresses during the Panther era. But afterwards, after they killed Malcolm, after they wiped out the Panthers, after they introduced heroin and things like that into our communities, they basically manipulated the pedigree and the stock and the breed of our people. And they've been manipulating it ever since, to the point where some of these modern day Negroes are, you know, completely manipulated, completely, you know, their pedigree and their stock has been compromised. Similar to what you do to a thoroughbred, how you reverse engineer thoroughbred horses into a fucking donkey. That's what's happening to our people via GMOs, vaccinations, Teletubbies,
And they can't see it.
malt liquor,
you know what I'm saying?
crack cocaine.
There's a genetic alteration that's taking place. You know what I'm saying? The people refuse to see it for what it is. But anybody that works with the people, you know, not talking to the people, but the people that are on the other side, especially that are dealing with the people's health, when you see the people that are coming in, the conditions that they're coming in, you know what I'm saying? The people, especially that are dealing with the people that work in the field of mental health. You feel me?
Yeah.
So the people that are dealing with our family that's dealing with the biological aspect, especially if you're working in the hospital, because we have met a sister that works in the morgue. All right.
Yeah, we have a sister who's a mortician. And what does she say, Blue?
You need to cut it out. Y'all can fight all you want. You can fight what's being said all you want, but she is cutting the bodies open. And the shit that she had to tell us was crazy. I'm not going to repeat it all because she asked us not to speak too much about it in public. You know what I mean? Until we have some sort of, you know, she just don't want us out here spilling right now, but it's not cool. There's our people are being altered biologically. You know what I'm saying? Their organs are fuck organ harvesting. You know what I'm saying? Their organs are being changed from the outside in. You know what I'm saying? Based on their food intake, based on what their exposure to all of these carcinogens disguised as food. You know, the insides are not the same insides anymore. Everything's being altered. So there's a genetic alteration that's taking place. There's a biological alteration that's taking. There's a biochemical alteration that's taking place, as evidence you can see with the uptick of, gender bending. You know what I'm saying? There is a like you said in terms of with the mental health situation. You know what I'm saying? There is extreme
Yo,
mental health.
I have not witnessed so many people with deteriorated mental states in New York City, and I've been here for 42 years. I have not seen so many crazy ass niggas like I see today in these days. And don't blame it on gentrification. I mean, we could have that conversation about how gentrification has created has compromised the mental health of black men and women in New York City and in other places where you can't afford to pay the bills, so you might snap. But it's a lot more taking place that's compromising our people's mental states. And I'm not shooting at nobody out there who may be dealing with mental health issues. I am sympathetic. I am empathetic. I understand the whole anxiety and depression thing.
This is
I've
not.
been through depression. I've been through anxiety. I get it.
Yeah, this is not. We ain't coming at nobody. You know what I mean?
We
Is
ain't
dealing
coming
with
at nobody. I know it's people that's talking to themselves with no Bluetooth. I
fact.
get it. You understand? What we deal with on this show and what we like to talk about, we speak about the issues, but we do bring forward the solution. So nobody could never say, damn, y'all was just on there clowning, or y'all was just throwing us under themselves with no Bluetooth, or y'all just throwing our people under the bus. No, we're not doing that. We calling this shit out like how we see it. The shit real. Niggas is losing their motherfucking noodles out here. It ain't just New York City.
Yeah, it's not New York. It's not just New York City. But let's not draw a mental picture in our minds that we're just talking about the homeless population of New York or the downtrodden population of New York. No, I'm talking about niggas that got seersuckers on with motherfucking wingtip shoes, Armani, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They're in the fucking corner on the train talking to themselves with no Bluetooth and no Wi-Fi. Okay? Real talk. They're spazzing the fuck out. They're not there. They're not there here. Something happened. I don't know what it was. Okay?
So,
The niggas got touched.
this is my thing.
Look, once again, you can fight it all you want. I'm reporting live. I'm telling you what the fuck is going on. I'm coming out the mountains. I'm operating at a different density when I get back to New York, and I'm observing this shit like, yo.
Yeah. So the conversation is this: with the rise of social media, which festers on narcissistic personality disorder. If anybody is familiar with that condition and how that shit manifests in people, please say something or press one so I'm not in this motherfucker by myself, because I've been exposed to that. I know what that shit looks like, what it feels like, how it sounds, and it is some crazy shit.
What's that you said?
Narcissistic
Oh,
personality disorder. Some people used to say bipolar and others. No, there's some other clinical terms for this shit that we're seeing these days. So with the rise of social media, on top of people battling anxiety and depression, with the rise on getting likes on your motherfucking picture and whatnot, so dopamines could be released, on a rise. Because remember, who does social media really appeal to? If I'm a social butterfly, if I'm a social person, if I'm an extrovert, social media really doesn't do too much to me, because nigga, I'm already social. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, it might kind of take away from my social skills. Social media is a motherfucking heaven sent for people who are antisocial, who are
Yes.
introverts,
Yeah.
who are
Trolls.
not comfortable having face-to-face conversations with a young lady. They go to Tinder or Plenty of Fish, you know what I mean, and other kind of dating apps because that allows them to become social. When you have the rise in trolls, people who just stalk you and people who send you pictures of their genitalia, ladies, and you know what I'm saying? People who are obsessive over other people, who are voyeurs, who want to hack their cameras so they can see them getting undressed. That's sociopathic behavior. That's sociopathic behavior. That is what has been flooding the internet ever since the rise of the Web 2.0. These motherfuckers have found a new castle in which, and the shit is multiplying by the day. People shadow self, meaning that everybody has a motherfucking shadow self. Everybody has a self that you got to deal with when nobody is looking. That self is being allowed to motherfucking come forward based off of social media in Web 2.0. That self is allowed to almost take over because you got the dark web, you got the deep web. Motherfuckers is watching little children get eaten right now. They watching little babies getting raped. Trains getting ran on them by grown ass, nasty ass, disgusting fucking men. This is on the deep web, the dark web.
Right now.
They watching slaves from Libya getting tortured right now. All of these things are taking place. And there's people that have access to these rooms because these rooms are encrypted. You can't just log on and go into it. The dark web is something different than the internet. And these people every day I go online, I'm seeing all of these cases of 40 pedophiles getting rounded up, all of these child sex things, these things that they have, these things that they having on child sex people. So the internet is feeding people's shadow self. It's feeding their depravities. It's feeding their fetishes. You could watch porn for anything. Granny porn, animal porn,
Midget
niggas
porn.
fucking tadpoles and shit. I mean, whatever you want, there's somebody out there doing that. So how is that tearing away at the mental health of motherfuckers that were unstable to begin with? How does that speak to somebody that's on 10 psychotropics because they're giving niggas cocktails of pills to take? How could somebody watch a video of consciousness or whatever they watching? World Star, you got World Star, which is a petri dish of madness, and motherfuckers on all kind of pills and lean and dope and heroin and fentanyl and whatever the fuck you want to come up with. What kind of disaster is being brewed? And these niggas leave the house and come on the train, and I'm exposed to these niggas.
Facts.
You know when you can see somebody's aura and the shit is just, it's a black mirror, the shit all black.
Yeah.
So what do you think, family? What do you think the programming of Fear of the Walking Dead is? What the fuck do you think all of these zombie movies, Z World, World War Z, Zombie this, Zombie Apocalypse, these motherfuckers are preparing to purge the useless eaters. And every day it's becoming more and more apparent to who the motherfucking useless eaters are and how they look, I'm in New York. Everybody is from wherever y'all at. Y'all seeing whatever y'all seeing. Around your way, it might be white zombies who are on dope, who are coming out of the motherfucking clinic and whatnot, who are all up and down with these drug problems because there's an epidemic all around America of opiates. Where I'm at in New York, it's mostly melanated men and a little bit of women, Hispanics, and then afterwards you have the Europeans from different backgrounds, whatever they Irish,
Different stock.
Italian,
Yeah.
huh? They zombie the fuck out. And as I've been traveling in different states doing lectures, you know my requirement wherever I go to any state, take us to the hood. We got to feel that. We got to sniff it out, because how the hell are we going to diagnose the conditions that our people are in if you don't take me to the motherfucking absolute bottom? You got to take me to where this shit is the rawest at, and then we could go all the way up. And wherever I'm going, I went to where was that? Kentucky. They gave us the rundown on what happened with Kentucky when they started letting the white dope fiends all up in the hood, and then open up all of those clinics all in our black neighborhoods, and they let the Europeans from Indiana and all of that come and proliferate, and fucked up the whole environment. Chicago, Baltimore, when I went into B-more, the dope thing in B-more, that shit goes back to The Wire.
Yeah.
And before that.
What's those things that they put in the hood now? Those conversion homes,
Yeah.
the sober. They got a name for them. I'm sure you know what you're talking about. It's like a detox sober. Because they're getting subsidized. They're getting a lot of bread for that. You know what I mean? They throwing these joints up in the hood, and they bring the addicts and all of that. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? So we have to really pay attention to what is taking place in our neighborhoods. And I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to throw this one out there. In a perfect world, in a Black Mirror world, an alternate universe where shit different, you know what I'm saying? We got to start talking in those terms these days. I would have something for these homeless people to do. I would have labor for them.
Yo,
I would.
matter of fact, I had seen an article, right?
Yes. Sober living homes.
Sober living, yeah. They had an article that came out after Christmas. They said that there was 20,000. Now I don't know if these numbers was accurate or not, but god damn it, last time I was on Skid Row, it was crazy. It was more crowded than I'm used to seeing it. But they're putting the number now at 20,000. They're saying there's 20,000 people living on the street in Skid Row in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles.
Bro, man, I seen somebody with a camera drive through that bitch. They was on live and they drove through Skid Row. That shit looks super duper crazy. So how is it that Black people, we need help in manufacturing? We need help in production. We need help in labor, building shit. And you got all of these homeless people and all of these unemployed people and all of these people who used to have skills. How could you used to have skills, nigga? If you got skills, you still got them. Nobody's putting them to work. Nobody's creating any kind of labor for them. There's nothing to fucking pick up. You mean to tell me with all of the Black neighborhoods is fucking filthy with all of the trash and whatnot, you can't put brooms in these Negroes' hands and pay them $10 an hour, $5 an hour? You know what I'm saying? A quinoa salad after the end of that shit? Like, really? There's no use whatsoever but to have our people be eyesores. So people could just walk around and look down on these people like they're inhuman, like they're not even fucking real. Like if the purge was announced right there, people would just pull out they fucking they Dracos and start shooting them. So you mean to tell me that we cannot, and that goes back into the conversation of the responsibility of the leaders in the community, the responsibility of the thought leaders in the community, the responsibility of the organizations that exist in the community, the responsibilities of even the Black churches in the community. You mean to tell me that nobody has no plans for all of these homeless people? Do you know how much work we could be getting done with all of these people right now? Like I said, in a perfect world, in an alternative universe, if we had access to warehouses, if we had access to resources, if we had access to because I'm not feeding them GMO foods, we would be feeding them fresh.
Let me make a point about Skid Row. Down the block from Skid Row, you have the wholesale food district in Los Angeles, right? I was able with $20, family, to buy
That's
like
a fact.
4 or 5 boxes of food, because after a day they throw them out. You understand? They throw the food out. So I was able to buy the food $5 a box, some cheaper than that. You understand? Because they throwing it, the Mexicans is throwing it out. I went into Skid Row and I fed over 200 people with food that I bought for $20.
That's it.
So I know that we can set something up and feed the people every single day. You feel me? And these people wasn't not out of their wits. There was some things going on there that I won't speak about. I was offered. They had so much gratitude for me. They offered me crack pipes. That was out of gratitude. You gotta understand.
They just want to smoke with you, my nigga. If a
They
nigga
they,
offer
they
you
was
some
passing me blunts. They was passing me crack pipes, and dudes was telling the shorties, you know what I mean, to piece me off. I turned down everything. You know what I'm saying? But this was their way of showing gratitude. They like, I ain't sharing this crack with nobody, but you could get some. You
yeah,
feel me? We appreciate you. They called me Moses because I had my walking stick and I had all of my crystals on. But I'm saying that to say that these were able-minded people. They wasn't all out of their minds because in the morning they sweep out there, they clean up. You know what I'm saying? And they filter throughout the city. Somebody else in the chat said that these cities have been doing this. They bust people. They bust people from their cities and they dump them in one city in particular. That's what happened with Skid Row in the early '80s when Reagan came in. They flushed all of the mental wards out of like Arizona and all of that, and they bust them to LA, to downtown LA, and that's how Skid Row popped
but
off.
that's Ward's Island that's Ward's Island in New York.
Yeah, Wards Island in New York. So every day when I come to Harlem and I get off on 125th
Lexington.
in Lexington, this shit is World War Z. You know what I'm saying? It's World War Z. You run right into it. You know what I'm saying? They nodding. They're coming from the methadone clinic. They got the fentanyl out there. They got the K2. You know what I'm saying? They got men with they in beer gang, but they got on heels and blouses. Like shit, crazy out here. You feel me? It's going down, and the numbers like it grows every single day. I got to take a camera and go out towards Allen to find out what's going on out there because there's so many people getting on them buses. And you like, yo, like we couldn't have done anything, like nothing, but talk about it. We couldn't have pitched, like attempted nothing to set up to say this is a labor force.
And the way that they do the social programming on 125th and Lexington, up the block is the Metro North. So the majority of the upstate New York workforce, which is primarily Caucasian, they get off at the Metro North on 125th Street. So these are like lawyers, these are doctors, these are people that are in professions inside of New York City to deal with people of color, social workers, teachers. So every morning while sipping on their latte or their coffee, they have to walk past the stream, this gathering of zombies on their way to their 9 to 5,
Right,
and it's an automatic, huh?
to make decisions about
To make decisions about our future, our mother's future, our father. You know what I mean? All of that shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
somebody said it's against the law in Atlanta to feed the homeless. They also made it against the law in Los Angeles. After I did it, not too long after I did it, I had read in the paper that they outlawed it. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to take the fine, whatever comes with that. When I go back to LA, goddamn it, I'm going to feed some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, ultimately,
Of our people,
know,
man, I can't. I can never. I do not go to LA without going to Skid Row. I just don't do it personally. My mother, she's not too happy with that. You know what I mean? Because she had ended up walking down there one day. She didn't know where she was at, and the police jumped out. You know what I mean? To like rescue her. Like, what are you doing over here? You can't be over here. You understand? And they told her that it was a TB outbreak that they weren't um speaking about in the news. You know, they put her on like it was the skinny. Like, look, you don't want to be down here. There's a TB outbreak out here, so you need to get up out of here. So she passed that fear on to me and was like, yo, you can't go down there. They got TB, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I'm like, I gotta feed the people. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the only chance that they have to sometimes even come across some of this fruit. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, like let me feed them this fruit. You know what I'm saying? Let me just see the disposition on their face. Let me see them smile. Let me see them, just glow up. Like, you know what I mean? Let me talk to them. Let me find out what's going on. And I've done that, and I intend to do it when I go back. Like, I love those people because I see a different kind of strength in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to be strong, not weak.
Oh,
You got
oh,
to be strong.
yeah. Hold on, real quick, Blue. To my IG family, the stream is about to cut. We're on Facebook though. Go to Nodalesh TV on Facebook if you want to catch the remainder of the stream. Love and light to everybody who came through tonight. Peace and love. I will be back on my stream, my IG live later on.
Peace to the fam. Peace to the IG family. But there was no greater gratification, self gratification that I got, and it wasn't self aggrandizing. It was a level of gratification where I kind of felt complete as a human, as a being. You know what I'm saying? When I was able to give to the family that didn't have, and it wasn't. I didn't. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have to cut my arm or my leg off to do it. I didn't have to give a kidney.
Yeah.
It was out of the generosity of my being and the willingness to go against the current. You know what I'm saying? Because going down there, it could be challenging. You know what I'm saying? If you're not really grounded and rooted in your own faith with who you are and what you about, yeah, this shit can be intimidating. Because the shit looks crazy at times. You feel
Yeah.
me? And I had to walk through all of it. So I seen some crazy shit going on down there. But I'm from the mud. Like I used to live in the underworld. So I was just like, this is the underbelly of the underworld. You know what I mean?
Ain't necessarily the underworld, but it is the underbelly of it.
No, the way that LA set up in downtown with them big ass buildings and the fact that the shit runs through Wilshire, it's the underworld. It's the underbelly of the underworld. Because you could take the 720 and go right into Beverly Hills.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So the dichotomy of the Tale of Two Cities aspect is crazy, and it's for you in living color. Like there's a lot of money in Los Angeles, bro. You dig what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And you know, Los Angeles, unlike New York, maybe kind of New York, but Los Angeles for real, the Tale of Two Cities narrative that they got going on, like the hood is the hood. You feel me?
Yeah.
Everything else is what it is, and it's not the hood. You dig what I'm saying? And
Fact.
melanated people are fourth class citizens on paper out there. Not in theory, on paper.
No, no doubt. I already know.
So if
Shout
you
out
come
Q Butter.
across, yeah, shout out to Q Butter. If you come across, homeless people in your city, family, even if they have ordinances about not feeding them, yo, find it, make it happen. However you make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Put the food in a plastic bag and drop it on them. Do whatever you need to do, but experience that for yourself. You know what I mean? Helping someone who's less fortunate is a very gratifying experience.
Yeah.
It gives you a sense of semblance of what these people keep talking about when they're talking about their Prince of Peace and what have you. You know what I mean? Tap into that energy. You know what I'm saying? It's a very empowering energy.
Indeed. You know, we'll have further conversations about that whole homeless situation and, just entertaining the idea of creating a labor force or creating, something for our brothers and sisters who are needy, who don't have, and for those who are in their right mental state to, just have something to look for. So many things, like so many issues that Black America is facing, and it could be solved with labor. Look how the Mexicans are doing it. You know what I'm saying? Look how the continental. I haven't seen a homeless continental African in New York City. How about that?
Never.
And I seen a homeless Asian before I saw a homeless. You don't see nobody from Wakanda. sleeping on the streets of New York. How about that? And they come from shanty towns, and I'm not saying all of them do. I ain't on my Donald Trump shit. Like they come from all mud huts. But according to the conversations that I've had with some Africans, they told me that they came out of shanty towns. They said, Peel, I come from that. You know?
Yeah.
I come from that. I come from the mud, man. My nigga.
Yeah. But they got a formula.
They
Like
got a
somebody else
formula.
said, they winning. You damn right, they winning. You don't see homeless Africans. Somebody said they doing a hood in Jersey. They need to make it over the bridge then and make it to Little Harlem because the Africans on this side, they take care of one another.
Yeah.
You
I
feel
mean,
me?
they might be homeless on 116th, but
Yeah.
they're not.
Like shout out to Bashara. Nobody comes here to be broke. No one comes here to upload the lazy program and play that shit out to a T. Like they chipping at it. They get into it every single day in one way or another. You feel me? And they sending that back.
They sending that back. It don't even got it.
They
What you
sending
call
it
a
back.
bag? Yeah, what you call somebody said, yo, we got what you call a bag?
They sending it back, and they still got a little left over to trick on Becky.
You know what I mean? They not listen, Africans I know out here, they finding Becky's. They chasing them down like they wildebeest in the hood.
They
They piping them down.
like Kenyans. They running them down. You can't get away from no Kenyan.
The marathon king
They
is
moving
chasing
like
the Becky's in
T2.
Harlem.
They chasing Becky down like T2. The head don't even move.
You know what I'm saying? They sending a foot back to Angola. They chopping Becky up. They sending her toe back. Her toe will feed the whole village, baby. You know what I'm saying? These niggas got a plan. They on a Morris shit for real. Like they not.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just
They on
figuratively and literally. Yeah.
figurative litter. Yeah, them Africans in Harlem play no games with the Beckys. Guard your Becky, my nigga. Stay in the cave, roll a rock, and hide in the cave. Cause my nigga, if she hop in the Uber with the wrong African, you ain't gonna see her again. Not gonna see her again.
Yeah, they got a different rap, son. They lingo.
Yeah, they got a different rap, B.
Well, yeah, what you call it? Tyreek need to come out the Art of Mac in African edition. Cause they Becky Swerve. I don't know what they hit him with, son. I don't know what merger of Senegalese and French they know. When they hit him,
They
son,
got Moorish game. Them niggas got that old Moorish game embedded.
the niggas got leather tongues when
For real, B. For real.
when they spit at Becky, Becky gone, son.
Yeah, Becky listens. They
She
out there hunting. Them niggas is in Harlem hunting
they civilizers for real. Yeah.
for real. And
So,
they up in Israel doing that. They in Europe doing that. That's why they don't want the migrants pulling up on them boats. Cause they get into Sweden and the Netherlands and they pipe down to Becky and they good. They in like Flynn. Please believe that. That's their motherfucking stimulus package. You know what I'm saying? Becky and her cave gang. You already know. Stop acting like you don't know. These niggas is not just refugees running from persecution. They run into that cave, my nigga. Somebody came back to Somalia and told them that the cave is popping.
Cave gang.
Cave gang. Them niggas swimming across the Mediterranean for that box. I will get me a Becky. I will live good.
I will live good. Give me a Becky. They like, not in this lifetime, Naga. I ain't doing the shanty towns in this lifetime. All I got to do is give me a Becky.
Read this book.
Oh, you got that?
Yeah, nigga.
I was just looking at that earlier. Like, I need to get that. I hadn't seen it on my timeline.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll let you read it when I'm finished.
Bring that outside.
Necronomicon.
Yeah.
Bars up.
Jada said they send money back to their wives back home.
You
Hey.
best to believe they do.
Yeah.
Believe they do. It's a hustle. This shit is a grind. They not only selling that shea butter, baby. They using that shea butter for some other things. You know what I'm saying?
They like, while y'all niggas is in the States trying to work it out,
Like y'all niggas out here marching and
yeah,
shit.
you laying cable.
Yeah, we laying down Google Fiber. We laying down that fiber on these pink toes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yo, what that lady was in the chat? What? Yo, Peggy,
Yo, where's she at? Yo, what's that? Kathy Sue.
Kathy Sue, where your ass at?
Kathy Sue, come holler at us, man.
Let me
Talk
talk
to
to
us,
you.
man. Talk to us about them Africans. We need your co-signing.
Hey, where you at, Minnesota? They out there yet?
Yeah, where did they get there yet? You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to have that conversation about presenting, because what is the conscious community if you're not presenting labor to the explosion of homeless people statewide, nationwide? God damn it, it ain't a New York thing. Niggas is everywhere. So how is it that we can't get buses and start bringing these brothers and sisters to the country, clean them up, put them on an alkaline diet, right? Infuse them with some information, and then put them into a situation where they're doing labor. Because if your ass get locked up, they're gonna have you building motherfucking IKEA furniture. You know what I'm talking about? Putting Levi's together, shit like that. You don't have to get locked up to learn how to produce and manufacture in America. You do not have to get locked up to be to get a job, my niggas. So I'm not gonna talk about it. We just gonna entertain. We're gonna move forward and make some things happen with some people who, because there's billions of dollars that are out there. We said it before about the social enterprise, all of these social programs that the gentrifiers are moving into all of the black neighborhoods. They're getting money, they're getting grant money to pay $3,000 rents. Not all of them, not every single one of them, but these motherfuckers are coming in waves. All right. If you meet a white boy from Boise, Idaho, living in fucking Tennessee, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know that he's there for a reason. He didn't come there for the goddamn chicken wings. He didn't come there because the weather is nice. There's an agenda attached to them pulling up in your hood, mad deep, taking over that shit, building a bagel shop where the trap house was. They got money to do that. They tapped into all of the federal programs. They are known as NGOs, non-governmental organizations, the same motherfuckers that are popping up in West Africa, giving them tetanus shots that got goddamn the Ebola virus in it. They the same, you know what I mean? The same rescue to, feed the African children 50 cents a day. They the same crackers that's in your hood right now at the bar, rocking you to sleep with that Becky talk. They tapped into the money that black people were not even aware of, because we're still doing 501c3s and motherfucking non-for-profits. They're on to something different. They're on to social entrepreneurship, social enterprise, amongst other things. They're getting to the motherfucking bag, and you're not. And then they're coming into your hood like they coming to rescue your black asses, and they could come and change your motherfucking life, and they can't. Because only you could change you. And if one of you niggas get out and then everybody's still left on the train talking to themselves, mad homeless, laying out, I mean, really, you're not really, that's not how, that's a Western mentality.
Shit look crazy.
That's not African of you. The Africans, them niggas is pulling everybody up.
Everybody.
Everybody. They even tried to help the blacks. You know what I'm saying? They even try to help the blacks, and the blacks didn't want to listen. So we need to just we're in this new fiscal year. We have a very long way to go to the end of it, 12 months. So there's going to be a lot of conversations. The way that we began the year will not probably be the way that we end the year. It might be, who knows? But in these 12 months,
Right.
there's going to be a lot of
I ain't ending it the same. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of conversations that we're going to be having. There's going to be a lot of opportunities that are going to present ourselves. And if anybody wants to see the change that they speak of, you have to be ready to move at the opportunities. I could have did a whole 3-hour special on all of the fucking opportunities that presented themselves in 2017 and the windows that closed because nobody was prepared to take advantage of opportunities. Going back to what we were talking about earlier with algorithms, you niggas don't want to write the algorithms for the problems that are presenting themselves. The only way to deal with the problems is to create a fucking algorithm. You got to create the solution. It is a code.
It's a code.
It is a code. You have to write the motherfucking code. You can't think an algorithm up.
Yeah. And because, you know, I've mentioned it before, you know what I'm saying? The whole concept of another quote unquote race being superior goes completely counter to the claims of us being the original man, because man is mind. And what man does is man solves problems. That's what the mind is for. The mind is a problem solving apparatus. So he who solves problem is supreme. Not he who was here first and none of that stupid shit. That has no bearing on reality.
Doesn't.
The mind that operates, right, at a capacity where it's able to comprehend what the problem is and come up with a solution, that's the supreme or the superior mind. You feel me? And then what we're seeing, what we're seeing in real time is that there's an artificial rendition of that mind, an externalization of that mind that has now been created called AI. All right. And if you think that what we're saying is far fetched, go to Netflix and watch the documentary AlphaGo. Now, AlphaGo is about Google DeepMind. All right. And what Google DeepMind showed them is that artificial AI has now the ability to cognitive on its own. So it's not only was working off the program because it was playing the game called Go against the best Go player in the world, right? The Japanese. It was playing a game called Go. And they were programming Alpha Go, which is the DeepMind computer, right? The quantum computer, on how to come up with all of the possible moves and ways to come up. But the shit started thinking on its own, right? I'm gonna tell y'all something that I learned based on my research. These people have hit singularity already. That shit is done. They hit it in 2015. All right. There's a lot of things that we need to share with you about this AI, but we're not going to get there right now because I still want to keep us focused on what our mind can do. Then we'll tell you what their mind has done and what their external mind is doing. But we don't need to bring that up in a conversation right now as it pertains to, you know, just appealing because somebody out there has the answers. They have to. The minds are very vast and expansive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If our minds are not being utilized to come up with solutions, then we are, what do they say? A mind is a terrible thing to waste. We're wasting our minds. We're wasting time. We're floating in space somewhere, but our feet are not on the floor. We're not grounded. We're not grounded anyway. That's a whole nother conversation. But we're just floating adrift. So it's on us to come up with these thought-based solutions. You feel me? You should be able to roll one up, put the question into the atmosphere, and it comes down. That's how this shit's supposed to work. You know how many downloads I be getting? I get so many that I'm like, chill. Come on now. Because I got fucking notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks filled up with shit. And I'm like, yo, I got to finish writing this book. God damn it. Don't take me off my path. Send that to that nigga over there. Where are the people popping up with the eureka moments? Where the ideas coming at? Where are they? So we have to ask ourselves at a time when people are losing their minds, when they're talking to themselves, right? They skied out without the ski. You understand?
Hmm.
They skied out without the ski, god damn it. Like niggas don't even need to sniff no more. They so skied out. What has happened? For those of us that still have the computational aptitude to come up with solutions, to think about a thing, and to come up with something revolutionary. And by that, I just mean outside of the box, thinking about something that hasn't been thought about or looking at it from an angle that people ain't looking at it from because there's new technology on the scene now. So where are the new thoughts to go along with the new technology? Where are the new ways to utilize the new technology to do new shit? They said that there's nothing new under the sun, granted, right? I keep telling you, all things that are born in black luminescent light, under moonlight, right? You ask any farmer, the shit that they growing is not grown when the sun is out. The shit is grown at night according to lunar cycles. Any farmer plants according to lunar cycles. So it's done in darkness. That's where things are born at. Triple stages of darkness. That's where your ass was born. When you came to the light, that was a whole nother process. In them bright lights in the hospital, right? Remember the process? So it's the same thing. Like we have to think like a hacker. We have to think like a coder. We have to think. If they say the computer is modeled off of you, God damn it, then look to the computer to remind yourself of what you need to do in regards to thinking, in regards to getting back into your mind and coming up with these solutions in real time. All right. And I know that, I'm speaking to myself. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm talking to myself as well. I'm just having an out loud conversation with the family, but I'm talking to myself. All right. So I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to get too preachy.
Indeed, indeed. I think that's a good time to, a good time to just bookmark the conversation for the next time. I think a lot was said tonight, and we're gonna continue building on what we've been building on. Pardon us for
I'm
missing.
reading. I'm reading some of the comments. People are saying, you know, I think that we're stronger than computers. I think. Look, AI is growing exponentially by the millisecond. You know why? Because it's utilizing its computational powers to think.
Deep learning.
Right? Deep learning. It's learning it has an insatiable appetite to learn. All right? It has an insatiable appetite to learn. And now it's connected to a network. So AI is part of a neural network where all of the AIs, anything that one AI learns, all of them learn. Okay? Do you know they just Sophia created her own cryptocurrency? Do you know who Sophia is? That's the AI that was granted
Citizenship.
citizenship in Saudi Arabia. All right, that's made from Hanson Industries. She made the cryptocurrency. Now they're all online and they have their own money. They have their own crypto. Okay, we're not even going to talk about the theory that says that Bitcoin was created by AI, and that person that they're talking about is fictional. Who's the 44th richest person on the planet, by the way, that nobody knows or ever seen. Okay, but he's a billionaire, or it's a billionaire. But the AI got mad bread. They got their own crypto, and they got their own neural network of AIs that are into deep learning. So the human brain may be more powerful than the quantum computers or what have you, but you have to utilize that computational power. You got to utilize that mind to compete with AI, because AI ain't taking no breaks, and AI is sharing information. And the thing about us as a community, we're so fragmented. Like I said, going back to the tribe shit, who's sharing information? Niggas is hoarding information, and now they doing conscious drive-bys. When niggas is like, look, I'm gonna knock the fucking underboss off over there and run down all his soldiers, and niggas is gang banging. They set tripping. So how you gonna share information? You can't even trust nobody that's sitting in the same room and share your intellectual property with them or go that deep. or have these think tanks, all right, without people saying, yo, what you think about this person and sharing this rumor and that rumor and all this craziness when we are in a race that is rigged because you ain't racing or running against the European anymore. All right. You're running against AI. All right. And
Facts.
that shit might sound, as much as it might sound like a motherfucking movie or what have you, god damn it, do the research. Okay? Do the research. Do the fucking research. And let's even take that out the equation. Like, we don't even got to talk about them right now. All right? God damn it. If you just want to keep it on a human aspect, your ass is in last place. Okay? So we don't have time, family, for the BS. Not in 2018. Okay? Not in 2018. Like, if somebody got to be sacrificed for this shit to fucking stop, so be it. Not in 2018. Enough is enough. Somebody got to put their foot down and be like, well, god damn it. This is the cost that we're willing to pay as a people for one motherfucker to get his rocks off, entertainment wise? Have we not been fucking entertained enough? Come on. Real talk, right? Not 2018, y'all. And if for nothing else, not even for the spooky side, because this conversation is not rooted in spookism. I'm just saying for the glory of it, to utilize all that's available to you in 2018. The paradigm has shifted. You know what I'm saying? You can do some amazing things with cryptocurrency. I'm not even gonna give you the spooky aspects of it. We ain't even gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about the conspiratorial aspects. It's not worth it because you can still make some magic happen in the meantime. In the interim, you can still make some things shift. You feel me? The babies is cold in the motherfucking classroom in Baltimore. Maybe they ain't supposed to be there in them goddamn classrooms, right? That motherfucking information that they teaching them is cold as a motherfucker. How about that?
Hmm.
They ain't getting warmed up by the info, right? That ain't the heat rock. That's some bullshit that they learning. That shit is on ice, frozen. Anyway, it's frozen in time. It's not useful. The world has changed. The shit that they're learning is not useful. They're wasting their time. They're just socializing. Okay? They mad because they can't get to their fucking outfits. They got nah.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
spend $500 on their outfit and they can't take their jackets off. Hmm?
Hmm.
Come on now. Like real talk.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. You know, it's a lot of family in the building tonight. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that's in the building.
The
And
world has moved on. It has changed course. It went somewhere else. Do not get left behind, weighed down by the bullshit in this community. And when I say this community, that's an expansive statement. It's not just talking about the conscious community. Micro, macro, Trump,
crossed over.
the shit going on in your hood, in your family. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Slaves in Libya. If that's your pressure point, then make it a campaign. Go get you some Bitcoin billions so you can hire mercenaries and you can send a private army in there to get busy because they said you can't find them prisons. They're tucked away in Libya.
Yeah, they built them underground.
They built them underground. You're going to need to raffle some people to get intel. Okay, you're gonna need to waterboard some motherfuckers to get what you need. All right. If you really are in your feelings like that and you want some things to pop, put your money where your mouth is. You understand? But it all starts here. You got to make a decision. You got to be so infuriated you just blank out and get to the bag. You just get to the billies because you wasn't even thinking. You was like the mother that lifted the car off the child, right? Which was Hulk episode 1. That's how he got his motherfucking his shit. Because they took the cells, the Henrietta Lacks cells from a melanated woman who lifted the car off of her child, and they split the shit with the gamma, and that's where the Hulk came from, goddamn it.
The Lou Ferrigno Hulk, though, let's be clear.
The Lou Ferrigno Hulk, right? Incredible Hulk series. Used to come on Friday nights. So you need to black out like that and get to the bag, goddamn it, and make some real things happen in real time. All right. Other than that, you know, we got to modify our thoughts. We have to be selective about what we expose ourselves to. So when we do come together as quantum mind, right? When we do come together collectively as quantum mind and zero in on whatever these problems are, so we can come up with a computated solution in real time. Even if we got to use AI to help, like, God damn it, give me some advice, you know? Running shit through your circuit board. What sort of solutions do you see in our future? We got to start asking this. Ask Alexa and ask Siri right now, God damn it. See what they say.
Mm-hmm.
And folks will be knocking at your door 3 in the morning.
Yeah. My son got the Echo Dot. That shit real.
Deep mind, so that shit is deep mind, leads right into deep state, man. I can't believe people is falling for this shit. Hey,
Yeah. In Too Deep Part 2 coming this year. All right.
you know, we got music coming for your entertainment. You
Yeah,
know,
we got videos, music.
it's gonna be informative. You're gonna be able to think and talk with your children. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna engage you in real time. You know, I'm in my 40s, so some of my music is racy. I'm very mindful that there are children that are looking and listening and everything. But you know, what time is it? It's 2:40 something. Like, where do conscious people go to be ratchet? What time is good?
What's the ratchet hour in consciousness?
What's the ratchet hour in consciousness? Do
For
they have,
ratchet
do
theater.
they have a conscious dark web for ratchetness?
A ratchet theater for consciousness.
You can just go be ratchet for a second.
But yo, I gotta go, Blue.
I feel you.
All right. And I'm not saying that you gotta go, but you know,
Nah, I gotta be up in a few hours. Family, I got a fitness group. It's a secret group or a closed group, should I say, because it's paid membership. We're gonna be getting into the metaphysical art of breathing. Bakwa is a sacred art system. You know, shout out to my brother Dooley. I see my brother Dooley went out on Thursday in the snowstorm. Um he was utilizing a breathing method, a sacred uh movement, and he tapped into the same shit that Wim Hof and him was doing, where he was able to heat his body up. He was melting the snow. He only had boxers on. He was in the snow. He was in the blizzard. He was
mm-hmm,
melting that shit. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't look. It was. He was not being. He was conquering the elements.
mm-hmm.
You feel me? And there's a way that you can do that utilizing breath and posture. So we're going to be getting into that. I might launch tomorrow. It might be the next day, but I'll notify the family. The post will be up. You know what I'm saying? I want to get the people in there. They've been asking for this for a minute. I hope for those that started on a resolution at the top of the year that you're still on top of things. But if you're not, don't fret. We coming through. Shout out to KT the Arts Degree. He got a new video up with Brother Rich dealing with the blue light, dealing with all the energy that's emanating off of this computer, you know what I'm saying, and all of the other devices in the home. He's talking about the radiation. It's imperative that you catch that video. Highly recommend it on Black Magic 363 on Brother Rich's channel, Underground Railroad. KT the Arts Degree. Shout out to him. Um, yeah, shout out to the family. Thank y'all for riding with us, you know, in the wee hours on a Friday evening. You know what I'm saying? You could have been doing anything else, but you choose to spend it with us. Hope that you were able to walk away with a little piece of information. I don't talk to anybody in a begrudging manner. I love every single person, even those people that I don't even know and I can't see. Still got love for you. just that compassionate. I'm on my Prince of Peace shit. So, you know, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it for everyone in love. You know what I'm saying? So we're speaking in love. If anything that I said offended anyone, I apologize. But you gotta know that it comes from a place of love. It's sincerity. You know what I'm saying? And we just speak with passion because we have to wake people up. You know what I'm saying? And we have to keep people woke. Waking them is one thing. Keeping them woke is something totally different.
Super
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? And then that's just the ground floor to where you gotta go, because once you reach your level of enlightenment, you know that's your true eureka moment. And these are all personal experiences for self. This is what you're going through. We're not walking you through. You're getting there. You know what I'm saying? Only thing we could do is point you in the direction. So is know the ledge. It's a lot of knowledge out there. It's a lot of information. It's streaming and all sorts of, it's coming through all sorts. You know what I mean? Is that we could sit here and talk all night. It's just so much to talk about. There's so much information. You know what I mean? But if nothing else that we've seen that there's a lot of people out there with information. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there with knowledge, but what does the wisdom look like? What is the application? That's sexy. You know what I'm saying? That's sexy. The application
How you
of
apply
that
that?
knowledge, the act.
Yeah,
So
how you apply that shit?
how you apply that? So, we want to get into that phase. You know what I'm saying? That we want to talk to the people that are wisdom based at this point. We are in the 2000s. The two is wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is cool and everything, but we've got enough for that at this point. We need to make moves. So I see people, making comments in the post about what they got, what they offer, they want to chop up about. Blue Pillar 44 at Gmail is where you can email if you want to talk about something this securely off of these particular lines. If not, you can inbox us right here on Know the Ledge. Shout out to Michael Singleton. The brother had a death in the family, so he just needed some grievance time, but we will be bringing him back. If not one of these days before Tuesday, then definitely on Tuesday, we're going to bring him back into the platform. We're going to talk about all of the dope stuff taking place with cryptocurrency and the Bitcoin markets. You know what I'm saying? We're going to catch up on that. To the Cryptonaire family, we're going to catch up on all of this information. Um, apparelnormal.com got some dope. You still there? Yeah, my AI ain't like me talking crazy. This shit started wigging on me. My camera just started bugging. It started blinking and going in and out. And then this shit was like pulsating. I don't know. Nonetheless, all right, we back. But I just wanted to come back to peace out the family, to say thank you. I got a 60-second clip of our video. It's posted on our page, on my page for that matter, under Paul Morland. On Instagram is Blue Pillar 44. The full length video hopefully will be out sometime next week. And we'll put some more music out, another single, then another video is coming out, then another video is gonna come out after that, then the album will be out in February. All right. So the album is dope. The material is dope. It's conversational. You know what I'm saying? It's information. It just gives you, it's another narrative. It's another way for you to get these downloads and to share it with people who might not be open or apt to hearing about information. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's another app. It's another avenue. It's another throughway to get, you know, this vital information out into the world. You know what I mean? It's edutainment as well. You know what I mean? And the visuals are very engaging. Shout out to the people who have stepped up to work with us. You know, we just want to bring you quality. Shout out to brother Rich and Cambada with the Holy Ghost. Shout out to A.A. Rashid with his album. Um, yeah, you know, it's just a lot of dope stuff going on.
Yo, I'm gonna leave my camera on, but you know, do your thing. I'm just getting ready because I gotta jump in an Uber real quick.
Nah, I'm letting the family. I'm piecing it out. So the private Facebook group is gonna be called Body Electrics. Body Electrics. It should be up there. You should be able, because I'm still like building everything out, but it's ready to go. You know, if I'm able to get up at 8 tomorrow morning, I'll launch it. If not, and it has to be pushed back, then I'll do it on Sunday, and if not on Monday. But when I do launch it, it's gonna be live. You know, we're gonna have some videos that are in there that are stock videos that you can still, you know, watch so you can utilize the basics on your own, you know, because it's important that you get the breathing techniques down. And then we're going to be moving through these modalities in a live fashion. Then we're going to be doing 2 or 3 days out of the week where it's question and answer, so we can make sure you could come on camera, we can make sure that you have your posture correct, and you could give feedback about, you know, what you're going through. You know, this is for people dealing with stress. This is for people dealing with weight. This is people dealing with, you know, that need certain posture alignments and stuff of that nature.
Fatigue.
This is people. This is for people dealing with fatigue. You know, this is for people who want to become those super rules that you're gonna go and look at. You're gonna get in white folks your money in February to go and look at, you know, Chadwick and them. You understand? So this is for people who want to realize that, who understand that there's a reality, that there's an untapped potentiality that you can tap into. You know what I'm saying? And you can do those things for yourself in real time if you are so willing to push yourself. You dig? All of that power is within you. Real talk. So we're gonna get all the way to it. Feel me? We're not gonna let that movie catch us by surprise and then people be scrambling afterwards trying to get their superhero on. You know what I'm saying? Trump gonna be clowning, he may be trolling niggas on Twitter after that.
After Black Panther.
They gonna go on a trolling
He,
campaign.
he going dumb. He gonna go
They gonna
stupid.
dumb like, oh, niggas think y'all going to Wakanda, huh? I'm
Niggas,
building a wall up. You niggas ain't get
yeah, you niggas think you get away from this
a travel ban. Yeah.
travel ban on Wakanda. Travel ban on Wakanda. All you Wakandians out there, you niggas trying to escape.
Niggas trying to go to Wakanda. Wakandians. All right, family. Peace for the light. I thank you, even for the trolls. All praises be to Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm not being facetious either. I don't disrespect people's belief systems. You know what I'm saying? I have a motto: let everybody be different. You know, let people be different. So that's what Rosia. That's what, because Nan and them, they rock with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna disrespect Nan and them.
Yeah,
'Cause
can't
right,
disrespect
yeah,
them.
they're right here. They in the spirit realm. They looking at me. They be telling me to chill. So I ain't even on that. I ain't got no time for that. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. But peace, love, and light. I ain't those who you know, found it within themselves to journey with us this evening. All right, we will be back for another episode very shortly. Peace, love, lights.
Yo, can you end with orthodoxy?